Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 318 of the Fans Power Podcast. I'm Nathan Kennedy, joined by, I don't have a fancy name for him, Tyler Baker, Rebecca McDonald, I almost said your old last name, and Joe Amato. I'm going to get this out of the way now. In case you missed Friday's show. Jeez, I don't even know what day it is anymore. If you missed Friday's show, if Darkman wasn't your thing, if you're more about the Master Universe content, next Sunday on Fans of Power, Rebecca, myself, and John are going to be doing the world's hottest gummy bear. And Joe messaged me earlier, what was it, Wednesday, Thursday? I can't remember. Hey, I need your address. And I'm like, Joe, you've mailed me plenty of things before. You never saved it? So I'm going to play this audio recording. If you were here on Friday, you know exactly what's going to go down here. But Joe always talks about how he's such a nice guy. And this is how he talks to me. All right.
Just give me your fucking
Ah!
address and quit bitching.
Oh, man. Messed up. There we go.
Hey, just give me your fucking address and quit bitching, alright? I fucking forgot where to look for it, goddammit. Just give me your fucking address, you shithead. Love you.
I like how he throws in the love you. So, just so I know that it's not entirely mean-spirited. So, Joe,
I was just talking to family.
I gave him my address, but I waited a few hours to let him really get angrier about it. But Joe's got it, and I guess next week I'll do the hot gummy bear thing because.
And that was, I was being nice to you there. I was just asking for your address. I didn't think you'd give it to me. So, I was just, that was kind of.
Yeah, we'll leave out all the choice words in between there.
It was. But otherwise, beyond that, I'm always talking nice to Nathan. I never say any curse words to him. It's always, positive messages anytime I say anything. So just don't believe that. Whatever he did there.
Oh, yeah, I totally made that up. I just took all of his other.
He edited everything from Fans of Power I've ever said.
It was a customer that Joe had pissed off, and the guy refused to pay Joe. And
see, Tyler called out.
Joe's a very classy salesman. So if you intend to buy a custom from him, just make sure you pay him.
And so next week, yes, Rebecca, John, Nathan are all going to do the World's Hottest Gummy Bear Challenge, and that's when I think it'd be appropriate for me to do those hot noodles that Johnny sent me. So we'll have that all.
He'll get off of this whole thing easier. He's just eating a little bit of spicy ramen. We're gonna have to eat this hot gummy bear. Why didn't you just save the one for yourself too? That way we could have all done it together.
Well, because I've already done that before, and I've done the Toe of Satan, I've done the Death Nuts, I've done the Pocky One Chip.
Did you do it on Fans of Power?
No.
Well, no, but
then it doesn't count.
He had to go solo and get all the glory for himself. When he had to show the spotlight to anybody else as he grossed himself.
I thought you guys, it would be your time to do the stuff.
He's so full of shit. He comes on and says, I just devote all the time to you guys. Like, Joe, so fucking phony, man.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, too. Anytime this stuff starts to come up, he bugs the shit out of me about doing it. Because I'm like,
and it's all voice messages, too, isn't it?
Yeah, I was like, Joe, I did that hot sauce, and that was bad enough. He's like, but it's not as hot as that. Come on, you got to do it. Come on, the people at home, they want to watch you do it. It would make for great content. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Is it worth the stomach trouble that the following?
It's not going to bug you.
Do you guys ever get comments about it? Because I don't recall anybody leaving comments or sending you like, hey, what a great show. This is the best ever because you guys ate hot shit.
Not that I can recall.
I think we're just doing it for Joe to jerk off to later on, Or you guys are, not me. Joe can go fuck himself.
I guess we should, because we talked about this briefly before we started the show, that we may indeed, given the topic that we're having this week, we may have some extra eyes on us, people that may have worked on that. So if this is your first time tuning into the show, I'm sorry.
It's side rants. It's side rants, but we're all having fun. It's just a bunch of friends hanging out every Sunday night, along with people in the chat. But yeah, we always have a blast. We have a good time. They're side rants, but yes, we get the topics.
There's going to be lots
of lot of cussing, a lot of sexual content. We dig into Joe's sex life, even though he doesn't start it. We just kind of just choose to talk about it.
I don't know. It's not something I'm going to divulge on the show, but Joe told me something last night that kind of blew my mind a little bit.
moment.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say what it was. I'll tell them after the show what it was. But
Yeah,
he
I
told
gotta
me, I
hear
was
it.
like, really? Wow. All right. I was like, I thought.
He doesn't use condoms?
Well, I mean,
That was the main topic. Like, am I going to have a 30?
Man, I guess it's time to watch the VHS Time Out with Joe Amato.
No.
That's how that came up too, Joe. As we were thinking about that, how you would be in one of those tapes to talk about safe sex and how to always be careful.
Yeah, how to prevent AIDS, and Joe's on there with Magic Johnson and Arsenio Hall. Like Joe is like the kid that they come and can like counsel. He's like the character in the story that
Yeah.
And Joe's just like, oh my god, like I think my girl might be pregnant, man, and you know, it's like what do I do, man? I'm too cheap to buy rubbers.
That was kind of the topic about a pregnant girl, basically, kind of, or the thoughts.
Oh
of it.
my
So,
god!
But
So
yeah,
Joe's
it'll be.
supposed to pass the goal, and Joe pays no child support.
But this will be after the show. So yeah, we gotta.
That's not very vague, Joe. That's kind of, that's
And
giving
how
us all
does
a
he
good
decide
idea
just to
of
tell
what's
Nathan randomly, you know, I got your girl's pregnant, and I still don't pay child support? Can you fucking believe that?
No, it was a little out of left field. He's like, oh,
But that's what he does.
Let me
Like,
tell you
he
about this.
contacted Rebecca after we were done recording to tell her privately about how he eats Pop-Tarts. And like, no one asked, no one started. It's just Joe was like, I gotta go. Oh my god, I'm gonna, my head is gonna fucking blow if I do not tell this girl how I eat my Pop-Tarts.
Well, I wanted to make her know that I was
But you
not
know,
being
she
dirty when I was.
wasn't eager or anxious to hear about anything.
Yeah,
like
that was pretty funny because we're all sitting there talking and
she played it for us live,
yeah,
so we all heard it.
yeah, she was
Well,
like,
I
Joe
wanna
sent me a
explain it.
message. I'm sure he was probably just gonna apologize profusely, and I
But I
didn't
promise I
mean
wasn't
it.
looking at your boobies. I swear to God.
Because when I was talking about eating a Pop-Tart, you know, it might have got a
Yeah.
little descriptive to her, and I didn't want to let her know I was at, you know.
Yeah,
lying there.
just keep doing that with your hands. Joe. I mean,
So let's. Oh God, the people who have wrote the comics back in the day, they're like, okay, we're tuning this.
They probably think
shit
they're
off.
fucking Americans, man. They're just nothing but a bunch of yahoos and
Believe me, we
Neanderthals.
love
and-
Masters of the Universe. That's all we discuss on this show, and we are gonna cover.
yeah,
those
we'll
issues.
get there, but just
Yes.
you're in for a wild ride.
Well, He-Man's 40 years old, so we're gonna talk like 40-year-olds, you know.
Even
we're not gonna be all bashful and shit.
Even
It's just to
though
let
there's
them know
only
we don't
one
turn
member
the
of the
comics-
show that's over 40 years old, Joe Amato, our masked man, he's actually 72. He sounds pretty good for such an old man.
Yeah, thank you. I'm in pretty good shape too.
And speaking of ages and things,
Oh my God, he's just like Sergeant Slaughter or like Lex Luger playing with his tights. He's constantly. We
rubbing
point this
himself.
out every week, but
I
just
remember that.
I mean, we have not even gotten to like saying who's in the chat room. Joe has groped himself. I don't know how many times before and after the camera's
It's just
gone.
a
He's
tick,
like,
man.
yeah, he's just constantly like, oh God. All right, keep going.
People
Yeah.
in the chat have noticed that I shaved my mustache, and apparently
I was gonna say,
I look
am I
10
the
years
only one
younger.
gonna point that out?
Yeah, it's a lot better.
It's Nathan has his own fountain of youth. He just shaves his hair. Like, oh my God, what'd he do?
I was actually joking with Emily because having dogs with longer hair, and occasionally they get like the hair like on their paws and you got to trim it. She's actually got like a decent set of like I was like, what if I just took that and just shaved my head? I've never done that before, but what if I had like a Britney Spears breakdown one day and just decided,
You should do that on the podcast, just like fake like a complete meltdown that you're so fucking fed up with Mattel and Origin. She's like, I can't do this shit anymore.
right up the middle, but keep
Yeah.
everything else. Just do a
Just
Hulk
play
Hogan.
that
Good cookie
music
dust
from,
there, which is impressive.
Yeah, we just play the music from Batman Returns when Selena Kyle's going crazy. And she's
Yeah.
like, tearing stuff apart.
Either that
Oh,
or
yeah,
either that or
Nathan,
that
like him.
that music from Edward Scissorhands that I used to pretend that I
Oh,
was
yeah.
like beating off to.
Oh yeah, beating off to yeah.
Well, it's when he's like cutting all the stuff and there's like
He's cutting hair for the
yeah,
first time,
that's what it was.
and
Oh,
it's like this quick little violin like strokes. So Nathan was just going with these long strokes, like really fast, to the beat of the violin.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to know what we're talking, look at the soundtrack for Edward Scissorhands. I'm not sure what the name of the tracks are, but the one where he's cutting hair for the first time. Just picture Nathan sitting there, just
I know that movie very well, so I know what sound you're
Yeah.
talking about.
yeah. And he just did it improvised. Like we're just sitting in my room. He came here to pick me up to go look for toys, and I'm watching Edward Scissorhands, and he's like, he starts whipping it out profusely. It's like God, it was
No,
one of the funniest things he's ever done.
I didn't actually like whip it out.
Well, no, of course I tell her to get the fuck out of here. You know, what are you, Joe Amato?
Yeah, right. Oh, Joe.
Hey, couldn't you picture Joe just, you know, kind of, that's what Joe does. Like, you just kind of have to just dismiss him, like at family gatherings. If we had a Christmas special.
I'm sure he has like his own table. Everyone else is all like.
Yeah. And the chair's like really small.
Yeah. Can I eat over here with you guys now, Joe? You remember what happened Christmas '85? You've been banned ever since.
But don't worry, we got you a couple of juice boxes and a Dixie cup of ice cream.
I unfortunately
With the wooden spoon, Joe.
I stand
we know you
either
like
where the
spoons, you like to lick the wood when you're done.
Well, I stand where the food is being served or where you go get it half the time, or I'll just walk around with the plate, or I sit at the edge of a couch so I know I can get back up to go up there more.
Wait,
so,
you walk around the food? What are you like a lion surveying like the zebra? Like when you
Yeah, he's just hoping that he can go and pick off food from other people's plates.
Or you start licking the food so no one will touch it, and then you're like, oh, well, no one's going to eat it.
Yeah, he probably pretends to sneeze on it,
I
too.
rarely had, fancy, bigger shrimp.
Or he fingers the pies.
I remember loading up with those big fancy shrimp.
He's doing it again.
Oh, Jesus. See, when I think about
God, the minute we
food
start talking about food,
Okay,
he's
there.
just
I'm going to hold my
simply
hands.
irresistible.
I didn't even realize that. That really is a tick. Food and boobs, and I start doing that. So I'm going to hold my hands just like
Thank God
this.
Rebecca's not sitting next to you.
Food and boobs, the Joe Amato story.
So, anyways, I'm not used to having those fancy big jumbo shrimp, and they always have that shit. So I just grabbed a ton of it off of that serving tray and just loaded up my plate, got that cocktail sauce, just poured it down
Now,
there.
are you using tongs or are you using your
No, my hands.
paws?
No, I just grabbed my hands. And here's the other thing, Tyler. Check this out. They have this big, like, serving spoon to get the cocktail sauce and plop it on. I remember grabbing just the jar, or not the jar, but that container, and just, like, pouring it on and then leaving the rest in there. I didn't want to keep waiting and dumping. It's just easier just to pour it in. Oh, I had a blast. So much food. But, yeah, yeah. So, there you go. See, I caught
He
myself.
quickly caught himself groping and whipped his hand real fast.
I need to get a little counter thing that I can put here on the
Yeah,
screen.
like a towel on the screen.
Gropes?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then that would be the thing. If I can get that figured out to where I can do that way, then we don't mention it anymore because we know he's going to do it anyway, and then we'll just see how many times.
At the end of the show, we
Would it be cooler, though, if you actually had a live counter? I'd actually love to
no,
see
that's
that.
what I'm
You see
saying.
that's what he's saying.
Yeah, I can shift all this up a little bit, and then down below,
That
we
would
can
be
just
cool.
have a little ticker down there.
Oh, that'd be
God.
awesome.
A little
Well, let
ticker
me-
for Joe's ticker.
Yeah.
Let me quickly say hello to the chat before I forget this. Papa Hud 69, Wiley Walt, Brian Brummagem, Enzo, say it, Nathan.
Johnny Cock.
Casey Duncan, Zentron, Gamer Bud. I'm scrolling down. Mobile Recluse, Daniel Carhunin, Sobek, Lonin, Brian Davis, Rebel Wookie, Pride of Grace. I think I said that. Aiden is here. Aiden Cross. I hope you enjoy it, man. And thanks for promoting us on your pages and stuff.
Yes.
Hope you enjoy this. I hope the writers of these stories enjoy it as well. 'Cause
Hope
like
we
I
haven't
said,
embarrassed you so far, Aiden.
he's like, oh
Right.
God, I wish I
Yeah,
didn't fucking say, hey,
he's
watch
like,
the
oh
show.
man,
I think he's like face palming the entire time. Bloody hell.
It'd be great if I see where it's like Aiden Cross has left the chat or some shit like that.
that would be
Oh,
cool
fuck.
if we could see that when exact moments when people leave the chat room.
Paul Rick is here. Joe Amato. Oh wait, sorry.
Joe Amato.
Wow.
I'm-
Joe
Wow.
Amato's here.
Honestly,
Wow.
Commented so
The stars are out tonight.
Oh my God, hold on. Jenny Q is here. MCDJ. I'm still scrolling. There was a lot of shit going. Hot Spicy Grill.
A lot of people in here tonight.
Yeah, a lot. I'm still scrolling. I'm getting to everybody else. Simple Tricks is here. For fuck's sake.
What is he, bored?
Adam
What are you
Gabbard.
doing here?
Cheryl Smith. Omegator. Hey, it's been a while, I think, since you've been in the chat. It's good to see you here.
We haven't
I know he
embarrassed
comments a lot.
Aiden yet. Just a quick update. So far,
He
so
said,
good.
he said no worries.
Give us time, Aiden.
Yeah,
We'll get there.
yeah, we'll get
We'll
there.
All right. There. I think I got everybody. If I missed anybody, I apologize.
Before
Well,
we,
since Joe said this before I forget, because
Okay.
I told him I would say this, because our friend Wally Walt is in there, and he is a big fan of fairy tale theater, which I had told Rebecca on Friday, so I want everyone to know how important this is that we found somebody else. And he likes Pinocchio. Pinocchio, Paul Rubens was his favorite, so I thought, like, okay, he's a fan because he specifically mentions a very, like,
I don't know if that's like a well-known episode in the fan community because I don't know any
I
other
actually
fans.
don't think it is. So
Yeah, so I thought it was pretty special. So it's nice to know we have another fan of Fairy Tale Theater out there. So if there's anybody else that's even heard of it or whatever, please let us know because we can't rely on Nathan and Joe.
I mean,
very rare
I'll
to
watch
find
it.
who know that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, we're actually gonna probably. I think the plan was to all watch Jack and the Beanstalk together, right? Because it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I guess I call that a commentary. I suppose. I don't know.
I don't think we'll
do
get
that down
copyright struck for that.
No, we'll be fine on that one.
I'm very curious to find out what you guys are, because me and Tyler grew up with it.
Yeah.
And to hear your guys' thoughts on it, like coming into it for the first
It does
time.
make me concerned though, because I told Rebecca, I was like, we grew up with this. I was 4 years old when I saw these things, and I'm like, if Joe never saw it, Nathan never saw it, like, I still look at it and like it's fucking amazing watching those fairy tale theaters. I'm thinking these guys may think this is pretty lame, man. Then Joe starts picking his nails.
Starts rubbing
He's doing
himself.
everything, rubbing himself.
You never know. It's always
enjoying,
different. Just like you said, there's things that I grew up with that, like, if you'd watch later or somebody else was like, what the fuck was that about? But you never know. Something could be good. It's like,
I mean, those silent movies are pretty solid, Joe. So
fuck off. And I also wanted to thank Rex Cable for sending all the scans for the UK comics and all the stuff.
That's what I was gonna actually get to.
Before I interrupted Nathan, sorry about that.
No, you're good. But yes, thank you, Rex. Without that, we wouldn't have the show today or any of the shows going forward when we come back to these, because there's 70.
Because Joe won't scan anything.
72 of these.
I believe so, and then other stuff. I think there was 72, and then some other things that they did as well. I mean, there's those Masters of the Universe Adventure ones. I mean, there's other things, but I think there's 72 on this run. And if I'm wrong, I know Aiden will correct me in a second. He said he might even give a little trivia and some tidbits during the show, when we're talking about this. But
cool.
Hey, man, that extends the life of the show. It gives us more things to talk about. So thank you.
And we avoid doing commentary for the island, so we thank you.
That would probably be the last episode of Fans Power when we're like.
No, you know what? I feel like
on a good note.
We as fans deserve to go out on a higher note than that.
So I said on a good note. Yeah.
I guess we, if April Fool's Day was ever fall on a Sunday, I guess we could do like the island commentaries. Like he thought we were gonna get something good. Well, fuck all you guys. It's April Fool's Day. We're gonna sit here and watch this shit together. Maybe we gotta look for the writer who wrote The Island, ask him what the hell he was thinking.
Yeah. Oh, Aiden Cross did say 72 fortnightly nightly comics and 28 adventure magazines. So, all right, thanks, Aiden. I knew he'd be right there on the ball in a second. But, Nathan,
does that include the Princess of Power?
Oh no, Princess of Power. I think there was. Oh, he just popped in. 14 She-Ra comics.
14. Okay.
And he said plus 2 special and the Twins of Power special. So that's weird. It's like he was reading your mind before you even said. You're like, hey, was there a She-Ra? Bam, already right there before you even asked.
I'd be very curious to know. Maybe Aiden can answer this, or even the Reverend James E. Talk. But what was it in the UK that kept He-Man going? And I think in Germany as well. But I'm just like, what if Mattel wasn't making more toys? Obviously, these things were selling very well. So was it just the demand for all the reading material was just speaking for itself, that people were clearly buying it all through New Adventures, through 88, 89, into the 90s as well. So I'd just be very curious what the, what the scene was like. If
it was like that with video games too, Tyler. I don't know if you knew that, like the Sega Master System here in the United States, it came to an end, kind of early, but it continued for years in the UK. I mean, they had a ton more games. I was like, how's this even fucking possible? I always wonder, it's like, it's like how they got it later, and then just stuff just kept continuing since they're introduced at a different time. I've never understood that. I mean, remember, of course, the international market, they also got, the laser figures and stuff, and Titus and Megator. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, why couldn't
I guess that's why if Mattel was so ready to just put the axe on this line, they had all these products like, well, just ship it to the UK. Our sales are still good over there. They're just dead in the US because Joe stopped buying toys.
Well, hey, Aiden just said it took 5 years in the UK for all 130 episodes of the Masters of the Universe cartoon to screen. Wow, it took 5 years.
They had five years of fresh new episodes.
Yeah, he said they were getting new episodes of Masters of the Universe up until 1988.
Oh, wow.
So it was like fresh to them. So that's why, I guess I could see the comics that making sense and how it started. As you noticed with this, they didn't fart around with starting at the.
Did the movie come out in 87? in the UK?
I think it came out on Boxing Day of '87. I think.
So that was
in the
all
UK.
like at the same time they were getting new cartoons as they saw the movie.
The live
instead
action
of,
movie,
like, after,
new
yeah.
toys, like.
I mean, it must have been great for
Man.
him, really. I mean,
Yeah.
and to see how they were introduced with having everybody from the get-go. Also, I mean, as you're going to see when we start talking about these stories, it's great. It's not the typical, okay, here's Shadows and here's Ram-Man and Merman and the same typical. It's like you're getting a good dose of everybody at random times, it's awesome. That's what we liked. We wanted more of that stuff, and they got it from the fucking first issue and then continuing just going on. But he said, let's see, but Masters of the Universe had passed as a fad by the time the New Adventures debuted here. He said, I was the only kid I knew who was interested in the New Adventures. So,
Hey, at least he was into it when it came out, much like I was. So I'm glad I wasn't the only one who was like, oh.
April
He
Fool's
didn't
I
even
Day.
know.
I feel like we just need to get him on the show.
yeah, wait, that's why I said Aiden has got to be. Yeah, like I said, the next time we do another one of these comics, like maybe next month, if we go to issue 2, Aiden, you'll pop on.
Or
'cause
dig into
he's-
some of the Shira comics because those
Yeah,
are great.
And even, but he said in '88 we didn't realize the new episodes we were seeing were actually 3 years old. So
Well, I mean, yeah, no internet or anything like that, so no way to.
yeah,
no way to
87,
know.
November 1987 is when they got the live action movie.
Man. April Fool's Day will fall on a Sunday in 2029. So if we're still doing the show in 7 years,
That's when you'll
See you in
get the
7
island.
years from
that's
the
when we'll
island.
do the island commentary.
All right,
We'll
you can
pencil
go ahead
that
and
in.
Put it down, people. It's coming.
Hell yeah, we're already planning 7 years ahead.
Shit.
We plan ahead, so we don't have to do anything
Joe
right now.
Rogan ain't got shit on us, man. We got to get podcast of the year.
God, 7 years, man. That means you and I.
That means on top of how long we've been doing this,
yeah.
Yeah.
we won't be far from.
You and I will be like 45. Joe,
Shut up,
Joe will
Tyler,
be in a
or Nathan.
nursing home probably.
Rebecca will be 22 or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
John will be
84.
somewhere in there. That will make Rebecca quite the gold digger.
Isn't she?
Or John the Cradle Robber.
Yeah, we'll go with that one instead.
Because he ain't got no money.
Well, there you go, people. She didn't marry him for the box.
Well, shit, Nathan. However you want to start, you could just do the slideshow.
I'm just thinking like, will the Earth even exist in 7 years? You know, well, we've already
that's
blown
the
each other
spirit.
all to hell by
We're
then.
going down- this podcast is going down when the planet does. Like we'll be podcasting live when
Exactly.
shit
Seen
falls
everything
from
burning in the
sky.
background, the fiery depths of hell and shit, and all the stuff
Yeah,
burning in
Joe's
the
just
Well, we
over
background.
got
there
all of our
rubbing himself.
collectibles
Robbing
and,
himself.
like,
All the sins have hell come up to
protective
get
tastes.
Joe, and they're just like, you know what? Just forget it. You know,
Yeah.
like we really don't want to spend eternity with this guy. He's too cheap.
Every deadly sin I'm just doing right live.
Oh, they realize it must be like the episode of The Simpsons where they feed Homer Simpson all the donuts in the world. They're like,
more.
Oh,
this
yeah.
is Joe's motto. Like,
Oh,
it-
He
it's
ate
like,
them all too, every one of them. That was great.
I mean, I hope
And
Yeah.
Joe's swelling up, limbs kicking.
I hope we're doing the show 7 years from now.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
Mattel will come out with some more shitty things to make fun of over the next 7 years. And
Probably. I wouldn't.
Of course,
Yeah,
we
I'm
don't
sure
need
that they
that
will.
type of content to keep going. We don't.
no,
need
well,
just
yeah,
modern
clearly we
shit.
don't. We don't
Yeah.
need new product to have something to talk about. You hear that, people?
We've been talking about stuff from the past and the present, what we'd like to see in the future since the start of this fucking show.
How long?
And everything from
this,
the UK stuff,
This show's
Golden
been
Books?
going on for how long now?
almost over 6 years. It's been over 6 years.
Okay, so by this point it'd be like 13 years old. Man.
Yep.
But
Look at
hey,
that.
how funny would that be though if 2029 rolls around, that April Fool's Day, it's like, all right, today's the day.
Well, you heard it here first.
be
We're not
awesome.
bullshitting. So
So
Yeah.
we can remember to make like a little video package. We'll just, hey, remember episode 318 when we talked about how we would do this down the road, and then put the dramatic music in behind it, and it'd be kind of cool.
I wonder how much more insane.
Or we could say we
have
have like a really special guest on for tonight. Like, and then just here comes cue the island.
Damn. See, I
Why
shouldn't have
was
done the
most
intro.
disappointing thing
Tyler
since
was
my
supposed to do
son?
the intro.
Don't worry
That's
about it.
right.
I'll work in some Plinkett stuff.
Oh,
I'll find. I know Joe doesn't know what we're talking
that isn't
about.
hard. You boil
We should just
water. pour
Read,
in
we
the
should
packet.
just review the island as Mr. Plinkett through the
That'd be
whole
good.
thing. What a piece of shit.
Like, why? Why is Clawful talking with clicks? Why is Skeletor so fucking stupid? Why am I watching this episode?
Number 1.
I got a fart. Wonder what else is on. What, Joe, are you beating off to this? You sick fuck.
What's up, Mr. Plinkett? Yeah, I have no clue.
You
I have to
need
look
to
that
watch
I
shit
gotta
up.
send you some stuff, Joe, because it's hilarious.
Please do. Send me, if you got anything. I'll take whatever you got.
You have to start with this Phantom Menace review.
Yeah, that's
What?
where we all
That's-
started.
that's
And
where it all started.
That's what mushroomed. Yeah, oh my God.
I'll do it.
It's still golden.
No, you
Hey,
won't.
one last
You still
thing
haven't even
before we
watched G.I. Joe or Miami Vice or anything.
I
Oh, yeah,
have,
you know
and I
what?
watch
We're
all
going
of
to do that. Well, no, maybe that's the key. We need Rebecca to voice message him something
Oh, fuck.
sensual.
Oh, there you go.
And then Joe is just like, I'll watch whatever you want. You know, just tell me again.
And
Now that's not right because I'm not going to say no. I mean, not that I don't listen to what you
Well,
guys
you've
say,
already
but I
exposed
can't.
your own kryptonite on this podcast
That's true.
already. That whatever she tells you, you'll do. So we know you're very
That's
submissive.
really
she's the
nice.
reason that we even saw your face.
That's not nice though, because I can't say no. I can't. That's fucking terrible.
Well, then you shouldn't be exposing yourself like this, much like exposing yourself in general, Joe. There you go again. He's getting off on it.
That's terrible. That's not right.
That's the minute we start talking about him and Rebecca, he starts, warming himself up.
I'm holding my arms.
That won't
Well, how do
last.
we know you're not like this? Where you get your.
Yeah.
I mean, Rebecca, as a woman, are you flattered by any of this, or are you repulsed by any of this? And does this turn John on?
I don't.
Well,
what?
let me tell you one thing I ate before we get into this episode. It's
Great
just
segue,
amazing.
Joe.
But
Great,
no, I
great.
quickly.
What
Wait.
does this have to do with our people in the UK, Joe? I don't think
Well, see, what I did was I took Oh Christ! I took one of those peanut butter Reese eggs, and I had a whole bunch of sugary brown sugar ham juice, and I dipped it into there, and it kind of melded. Goddamn, was that good? So all this sugary ham juice and brown sugar was mixed. It was actually tasty. It was mixed with the Reese peanut butter egg. Oh Christ! Hey, can we start the show? I don't know what you guys thinking. I'm sick. It was good though.
And
Look at that.
he just fucking acknowledge it and just you're like, you know what? I'm gonna.
I'm gonna.
What else do you put icing on, though, Joe? Like, you told me you put it on candy bars.
Yeah, it's good. But I actually, I don't think I've ever frosted a Reese's peanut butter cup or egg. But I have Hershey bars. But yeah, that ham juice with brown sugar was good with that Reese peanut butter egg.
What? Okay.
I want to see Joe on a Guy Fieri show where they have like random shit.
Yeah.
He's got to like throw together in a pot and like.
What? Like, so are you just? Do you have ham juice just in a container that you keep in the fridge?
Check this. What I did. Like I said, I sliced up the ham. I had to
Like
score it,
carton ham
and
juice.
then I take a bowl and I put a bunch of brown sugar in it. Then I put a half a stick of butter, and then I pour all this maple syrup in there, and then I mix it together to make like a coating, and I coat the entire ham in it. And then when it bakes, it'll crystallize on it, and then all that starts melting into like a pool of juice, and it's goddamn, it's good. So I can like dip my hand in it. I get like a bowl of juice, and then I dip my ham in that bowl of juice. So I had a Reese peanut butter egg. I was like, fuck it.
I thought you said dip your hand.
I did too.
Yeah,
No,
that's
my
what I thought he
ham.
said, too.
I know I did my
Wow.
ham in it.
I mean, I
But-
didn't think anything different about it.
Yeah,
so.
I mean that's what he does. He puts his paws in everything.
Well, like I said, I just dipped my ham in there, and then I had a Reese peanut butter egg in there. I was like, fuck it, and I just dipped it in that juice, and man, that was fucking good.
I'm just curious, Joe. What does your dad say about this? Like when he sees you cooking in the kitchen.
He's so
like,
used to anything, like the whole family. They just fuck. They don't care. It's almost like they ignore it.
now, does your family eat normal food?
Yes. Oh, they eat normal food and they eat normally. But when I do everything, it's like always times 10.
Savage.
It makes it makes no sense at all. But I make things
So
look good.
you're the one relative in this American Italiana family that people talk about, right? You're the
way they
cousin
eat,
Joe, Uncle Joe. He's the weirdo of the family, the black sheep of the family,
For eating, yes. I
or
agree.
the guy who thinks he's a black sheep.
Shut up. I just, like I said, I am the one that's known for, and that's the thing. They always know at least I enjoy my food. Like even disgusting stuff that I did right there, I make stuff look delicious when I eat it. Just the way I,
And you're right,
Yeah,
as you
I'm
see.
sure.
John just sent me a reminder because yesterday we were watching Hoarders, and there was this old lady, and she's just eating shit like like the guys brought out this jar and there's just tar, like black tar or something in it, and they were like, "What is this?" She's like, "I don't know." And she reached in and she fucking ate it.
That would be Joe.
I was like,
Needs a little
I can't
salt.
believe you just ate that. And she had like jars with like bug droppings in it, and she was eating the stuff inside of it still. And she's like, "Oh, you just wash it off." And I'm like, "Oh my."
Well, I'm not
God.
that disgusting. I won't do that kind of
Joe,
thing. You do
Joe's
take
met
yourself
his
to the guy-
wife.
Shut up. You can link me though. I'd like to look at that.
Oh,
but
it's
yeah,
nasty. So nasty.
Joe wants to get some new recipes.
Go ahead, Nathan. Start the slideshow.
I like
and then
that John sent me a text to remind me, like, remind Joe.
Don't forget to tell him about the nasty lady.
Oh, shit.
Well, all right. I'll go ahead and transition over here. These books, I haven't flipped through any of the other ones, but I'm assuming that each one just contains 3 small stories.
Yeah, I thought for some reason, I thought like the couple that I got off of eBay, I thought they were longer, unless they were the adventure magazines. And that's something, again, if Aiden's still here, he can let me know. But
He may have left.
He was
Yeah.
like, okay, this got a little too weird. No, but they always know. Everybody should. And in case you guys were new to the podcast, it might take about a half hour till we get into the topic, depending on how much ranting we
Joe's
do.
ADD, people, so just have to bear with us.
I kind of
Hey,
feel like
it's
we
all
all
of us.
are.
We're all
yeah,
over
we
the
all
place.
are
No,
now.
I'm not. Speak for yourself.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I thought some were actually longer at points, but yeah, there's 3 different stories.
Yeah.
And it's not like they always connected. I know in some of the issues there were connecting stories. I even got a slight vibe from this, going from Legend of Grayskull to the next one, that kind of had a slight connection, because things that they say in this, at least of mention, I guess they were trying to get you familiar with characters and things that were going on.
But it almost feels like these 3 are kind of somewhat connected.
Yeah, in a way, yeah, it did. Even though, like, yes, 3 separate things, but it's kind of like with the same premise. But yeah, you hear about this, how the creation of Castle Grayskull with the Council of Elders. It's like the story we've heard before, but with little tweaks, differences, and encompassing basically everything to get to the point. It's not like it's at the beginning point of anything from the DC comics or the mini comics. It's like everything combined and then some, because as you're seeing, even Hordak is mentioned.
Yeah.
And that's what I liked. I like seeing kind of everything going on, even when you're seeing Zoar, there. It's almost like a cross between it is a cross between the cartoon but also the toy. There's
I
a
like
lot
her
of
pose.
yeah, that's what
The artwork's really nice on this.
yeah, and I wish I knew. Aiden, please, since he's like, the Forgotten Army starting in issue number 8, I think, was the first 3-part story. He said then a bit later, more of the issues contained 3-part stories. Okay, and also Aiden, what the fuck was I saying? Who's the artist? Was it the same artist or a couple different ones? But I think the art always seems similar to me, so I'm assuming there was one artist that mainly did them all. And I know he's interviewed people that obviously have wrote these issues, which if they're here, hopefully they'll enjoy this content. I'm sure they will. And I know he's interviewed, I thought, people that actually did the art as well. But yeah, it's good art, though. I enjoyed the art. I enjoyed the stories. I like seeing all the characters, the randomness of it, and not the same characters that we're always used to.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, not being a dick, but hey, it was kind of nice not having Stratos, so that was fucking good for this.
What do you mean he's in here? How are you talking about?
Is he?
You groped yourself.
Did he? I thought he was gone. I was hoping he was gone. Where was he at? Maybe I ignored him.
Oh, for God's sake.
Was he? Christ, now I got to look at this. Oh, Jesus. Well, at least he wasn't featured, was he?
It's showing him there with the rest. What I did do on the screen as well is I have each story separate. So the one that's on the screen right now that's cycling through is Legends of Grayskull. And what I enjoyed about this a lot is I think if I was a kid and I picked up this magazine and I started reading this first story, it would get me really excited to watch the cartoon. I would anticipate the next episode that I would get to watch because it would get me hyped up because it tells just the basic story of here's what's going on with what we're going for. And yeah, if I would probably go back to this a lot because I always remember with Ninja Turtles, I was always, no matter what, I never got tired of just the origin story of Ninja Turtles, seeing it in comic book form. So I would always go back and just like reread it and like, oh man, this looks really awesome. And it would get me excited to wake up the next day. It's like, or I can't wait until I get home and I can watch one of the Burger King Ninja Turtle tapes that I got,
Yeah.
So,
Oh, I just noticed you right there, Stratos. Maybe my thumb was on the screen at the time I was looking. I didn't see that shithead there. Not that the art's bad, but I just didn't notice Stratos, so I guess that was a good thing. But there's that fucker. Aiden also said that the main artist was Jose Maria Ortiz Tafalia. He drew the first 2 stories in this issue. All the artists were Spanish from I can't pronounce that.
That I can't pronounce either.
I'm an idiot. I can barely read anything, so I won't be able to read
well,
that.
I would butcher it too if I tried to pronounce that. So.
And he said, "Oh, and that's the other thing I noticed, because as you see, a lot of these panels, some of the pages were black and white, but which is weird. Colorized. They were colorized in the reprint for the Adventure magazine issue 1. So, yeah, I didn't know, and that's another thing I thought he maybe explored and found out. I don't know if it was just to save costs of why some of the parts were black and white, which I guess I could just deal with, but." I wondered how he experienced or how they experienced and thought of it when they were kids, thinking, why is this colored? Why is this black and white? Or if they didn't care, they were just enjoying the stories. But maybe there was just some cost-cutting measures. I'm not quite sure.
Well, the little bit of color that we have on the first page of this and the last page of this, I really like the first page, just all the colors, how they all blend together. It really pops on there.
Yeah.
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 Having all those reds in the middle and then having Grayskull, just the shade of green. Looks fantastic.
And were they published like that with the colored pages and then the black and white pages as well?
You're talking about when they remastered them? Is that what you meant?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's weird? I think I have that issue. I thought...
Or just when they were published, or were they always just meant to be black and white and some partly colored?
Yeah, like I said, for these ones, I think this is just how they meant to do it, was back and forth. But when they did those translations, he did just say they couldn't afford to print the full the comic in color. But
That's fine. I have no problem with black and white comics. And
it looks beautiful. Like I said, especially when you have good line art like that, and it's not lazy, it's not quick like you see sometimes in modern comics. I won't say which ones, but where you see they barely do anything, they don't fill things out. It's like, this looks like a bunch of mess, that I'm looking at. But this,
you're not talking about Mattel, are you, Joe?
Like, what? Would I mention them and this shit in the background? And it's like, where's the rest of the leg?
I mean, we trust Rob David. And Rob David, we trust, Joe.
Yeah, this is all beautiful. You can tell this artist took his time and love and care. I love that, by the way, I love that Modulaxium. I mean, fuck, he's got a sword. He's got extra hands, up in the front where his penis would be. He's got, 2 arms shooting shit.
Wow.
Joe just has to, address that's where
where his dick is.
Well, it is. Well, that's the thing. Look at that.
Is this for the kids at home, Joe, who haven't taken sex ed yet?
Yeah.
No, this is an awesome module.
Boys have penises. Girls have vaginas.
No, I love that extra arms and everything and weapons. I thought that was badass. Real badass.
It's almost like, Joe, if you went through and colored in that shot, and I don't know, maybe put it on a t-shirt.
Well, no, it's already colored. He said this has been recolored for the adventure.
Joe, couldn't you picture me wearing these beautiful faction?
Yeah,
images?
I mean,
on my
just get the reprint, and
wait, real quick, this right there. It went by quick, but the one where they showed He-Man with everything.
I mean, I
remember.
I can go back to it if you want me to, Joe. I can
manually
change it.
It'll come back to it. But I remember I had that and I posted years ago because I think I got the image from the Adventure magazine, and that was all colored. That's one of the very few times, I'm not saying it's the only time, but it's one of the very few times where you've seen a full transformation geared for He-Man. When Adam turns into He-Man, he has everything there. The sword, the shield, the axe. And I thought it was a cool touch. It was just showing him in all his powered up glory with all his weapons. It was really noticeable. And I think that's something Aiden and said that they remembered seeing as well. But it was cool to see a full transformation of all his weapons, which is rarely seen.
Was it also in this too? Yeah, the I am the power at the end. I thought.
I noticed that too.
It was interesting.
Yeah, I think that we've seen that a couple times too in other things with that little error. But I know Sarah said by the.
I mean, I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, it's no big deal. But that was kind of.
I don't know. I'm a stickler for that because when my granny used to say, "I got the power," I'm like, that pisses me
Granny,
off.
you fucking idiot!
I have the power. What the fuck's the matter with you? So I got a problem with I am the power. I got to call.
No, I know we've seen it before. Didn't even happen in one of the mini comics where that was like an accident where they said I am the power. It's like, whatever.
Probably so, and it's inexcusable.
I am the table.
Yeah.
No, but this, yeah. So the first story of this Legend of Grayskull, yes, basically was telling him, them foreseeing of, eventually there's going to be an evil, and if this evil comes, somebody's got to protect Grayskull. Has to be protected by the sorceress. They seen visions. They knew there'd be somebody, and of course, the sorceress was watching over Adam. And when he became of age, she knew, okay, this is the guy that's going to have to be the one that's going to become He-Man, defend.
See, clearly the people who wrote the classic bios didn't read this shit. They decided I'll just make up my own fucking story, and there'll be multiple He-Mans over the seasons and years.
Isn't that annoying? And not only that, but I mean, I always loved the stories about the creation of Castle Grayskull, because it's similar, of course, with what we've seen in, some of those record books back in the day. The same thing where they talked about the Hall of Wisdom and then being turned into Castle Grayskull, mentioning Council of Elders. I think there's something more powerful and interesting in that, just to, to have that instead of saying, well, let's base it off of this guy and make it in his image or his honor. It's like, fuck, the story has been established, and this one was great. It's like, fuck, of something bad impending coming. There's this power here that's trying to be taken. They have to hide it in disguise of this castle and have something to protect it. That's simple enough. I don't need to hear about a forging and making and based off of this person is why we created the castle. Fuck that. This is great. And the same thing with Skeletor. We don't need all the uncle bullshit. This is a fucking demon from another dimension. That's all you need to know. Why does there have to be so much unnecessary bullshit backstory that dilutes the power of these stories as they already existed?
One of my favorite shots in this first one, though, is this one here of the random warrior running from Grayskull. He's afraid of it. That is something that I feel like is that concept of what keeps Grayskull omitted from the rest of the planet, is that it's so old and ancient that before it got old and ancient, people just stayed the fuck away from it. They were scared to death of it. It's what it was designed to scare people away, so you're not encouraged to go in and take this stuff for yourself. Mm-hmm. and take someone like Skeletor to show up to say, I want what's in that castle. I don't know what's in there, but I gotta have it. Like this
Hence
really
why
ambiguous.
You need He-Man.
It
makes beautiful, perfect sense. And
it's
when
like
they
poetry.
fuck it up,
so it rhymes. To quote, a little Mr. Plinkett there for you.
I think we may have gone too far.
Yeah. See, that's what I feel like. It's like George Lucas is like writing He-Man stories right now, and I'm referring to certain individuals who are in charge of He-Man and have been for far too long. But this very simplistic idea, and that's why I loved about these, is that these guys took no liberties with the property. Even having Cobra Khan, having Trap Jaws like Hook on, which I've seen that image for years. I just thought it was an interesting little, goof on their part. Fun though, but nothing that insults the fans and the mythology and what this line grew into being, and that we've all continued to celebrate through the Dark Ages when there was nothing going on with He-Man, well into 2000X, and then that's kind of when shit started to spin out of control. But they still maintained some dignity there. But I just hate that so many people have forgotten, or do I dare say, are uneducated at how this line started out and stayed like that for so long.
Uneducated? They know everything, Tyler. What the fuck are you talking
about?
Oh,
that's right. I forgot. Casual fans know more than we do, because they just started collecting fucking origins and the shitty head sculpts and shit. They know more than any of us.
Remember that time He-Man killed somebody in the comics?
Yeah.
We killed the sorceress and got this person and got that person. Oh man, we're so fucking edgy.
He-Man was always killing in the original ones, in the original four
he was so barbaric, man, because of those 4 mini comics that I didn't.
And I was like, where? I always asked them too. I was like, where did he kill somebody in these first 4 mini comics? I guess he didn't kill, but it was more barbaric. Okay, what was more barbaric? Well, it looked like it. I'm like, okay, then fuck off. I don't.
And then they turned into Matthew Broderick and the Cable Guy. I hate you.
Yeah. One picture. Yeah, exactly. It always takes a picture. That's it. And that's why it is. But yeah, that's what, these were just beautiful. So this Legend of Grayskull, we basically got the synopsis. We can hit the next one, but
what's funny about this is the original idea is Joe was like, well, let's only do one story. I'm like, Joe, it's only like 6 pages long. It's going to be a 5-minute, maybe 15-minute conversation on that, and then we're done. We won't have much. I'm like, should we do all 3? And then Joe got pissed off at me because he's like, why'd you put a question mark on there?
I knew he was going to do this. He was like, well, what did you want to do? I was like, do the first one. He's like, oh, Joe, it's only 6 pages. I was like, oh, I actually didn't know that. I said, well, let's do them all. So don't forget to leave that out. And then he was like, should we do one or all three with a question mark? I was like, okay, fuck, then we'll do one. He was like, but one ain't gonna be long enough. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? You're trying to drive me nuts. I said, you did it with a question
Why
mark.
weren't
Like,
we involved in this conversation here?
I just said we can make one into a full hour conversation. We really
Goddamn,
want.
Nathan, I would choke the shit out of him. I swear to God, I wanted to. I was like, you fucker. But I love you, Nathan. You're all
At
right.
first, when I got, I was like 3.
You give
Is
me a
Joe
pickle?
out of his fucking mind? He knows I hate reading.
All right,
Can you get me a pickle?
Yeah, can you give me a pickle? Exactly, that's it, Rebecca. Go and say, give me a pickle. That shit was hilarious, too. That guy really wanted that pickle. All right, let's get the Skeletor surprise. Rebecca, go ahead. With your pickle, why don't you first start?
What?
This
Isn't
first
it some
page
pervy
with like
shit?
the coloring of this is so beautiful.
Yeah.
I like the coloring on Evelyn in this. I always liked and preferred her yellow skin.
Yeah.
Personally.
That would be
Yellow.
something
I would incorporate if we were in charge. I would make damn sure the Evil Lynn is got yellow skin. I
It's
don't know why
really-
people have felt the need to like shy away from that. I'm fine with white skin Evil Lynn, but there's something very unique about the yellow skin and no
Yeah.
cape. Or you can put a cape on there if you want, but
I really like her face in the middle of that first page too.
yeah,
She looks
she's
Yeah.
got a
really
lot
great.
of malice in her
Yeah,
face.
a lot of
Yeah,
detail
she looks great. She
Yeah.
looks great in this.
And of course, she, as you can see, she found a way of getting into, the palace and trying to
Mhm.
take over. And Skeletor's wondering, well, what the fuck you talking about? And then, as you see, as it starts going on, it's all going to be a trap. You know what's weird is when I first read this, though, at the bottom, I couldn't tell who the character was on the horse at first until I seen the fist. I was like, oh, it's Fisto, but there was no beard. And I was like, I know that
Right?
the
Yeah, when
Yeah,
I
I
was
was-
first reading it, I thought the same thing. I thought it was
Clamp Champ.
Clamp at first. Just
Yeah, until I seen the fist. So I was like, was that
Mhm.
just an error? Because I know that they introduced everybody later on. Eventually, you're getting everybody in it. But then, yeah, when you get to this page, it's like, okay, I can see it clear now
Yeah,
with the fist
that's
and the
the
beard. But
fist.
yeah, there was no beard. So I was like, who's the character? It was different, though, seeing that, He-Man's not arriving with Battle Cat, and they just all kind of have these random horses. But I love the teamwork of all of them right there when you're seeing Cyclone and Fisto and He-Man
Yeah.
drilling their. Yeah, it's like, fuck it.
That's always my favorite things about
And
it.
Buzz off too, man.
Yeah. Yeah, he was,
Yeah.
and I think, well, no, I mean, in the one panel, I didn't see him do much, and then he popped up again. I was like, I wasn't seeing much shit, but it was so cool because I was like, I would have lost my shit as a kid. I was like, oh my God, there's Jitsu and Too Bad and everybody. It's like, I loved seeing all them characters that sometimes either later or early either were eliminated or the ones later they didn't focus on enough. Because it's like Tyler and I, we always champion for Jitsu. It's like, okay, more Jitsu is always great, even if it's a little bit. You want more, of course, but just seeing him was always cool.
Well, what I liked about this one a lot is how they didn't straight up go against evil warriors. They're taking on like some trolls, and there's like these
Yeah.
little sea monsters. It's cool to see that you're gonna.
It's a bigger world out
Yeah.
there. It's not just.
And that's what I always enjoy that stuff. It's like, show us the different races, show us the different creatures. That way it opens up just how vast and a wide variety of things that you have on this planet. It's not just you're always concentrating on He-Man and Skeletor. There's other things and other shit around. So I like that a lot too.
Yeah, and not that there's nothing wrong with it. There's a time and place for those type of stories as well. But you're right. I like seeing, like you said, them branching out and showing more than just what we're used to always seeing.
Mhm.
But it was also it was like a shocker with this. Like I didn't expect. I mean, like in the first story that we seen and we read, there was the mention of Hordak and the Horde and everything. But I wasn't
was about to say
expecting.
that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like the appearance of Hordak.
Yeah, because it
early
wasn't
on.
right. I was like, I didn't think it'd come that early. Because when you're hearing about this warp and this gap that's appearing, you're thinking, okay, this is something different. It's like, holy shit, it's because Hordak arrived.
Yeah.
And it's like that must have been another shocker. Wait, the Horde's fucking here right now. It's like they weren't messing around. They gave you all the good stuff from the beginning and just kept expanding on it, and showed that's how you can really write stories. I always say like this modern stuff that they're doing. They're like, how can we rewrite this stuff? And they can barely
It's
tell
already
one.
there for you.
Yeah, it's there for you, and look how they're doing. I mean, they already told 3 different stories in one issue, and this isn't even, like I said, scratching the surface of what they've continued to do for years to write that many stories. I challenge any of these new modern writers for these cartoons and these shitty mini comics and everything else. It's like, let's see if you can write stories like they did back then. One-off good stories they can barely take a 10-episode fucking cartoon and make that into one cohesive story or a coherent.
Do that though, Joe.
That's what I mean. It's like a convoluted garbage. It's like you took one story, spread it into 10 episodes, and it still sucked. Whereas they're doing one-off stories all the time, and it's fucking 10 times better than the shit that you'd have now.
And then also, you got to think about the mini comics that come with the Origins figures have what, like 4 or 5 pages?
I honestly don't read them. I just.
Well, I mean, they're short,
Yeah,
but
they were like 4 or 5 pages.
these are just
5
as
pages
short,
most.
and they're 1,000 times better.
Yeah.
So it's
Agreed.
proof that you can have something that only takes 5 pages and still tell something that's really awesome. Like that shot there where Skeletor's on his ass and there's the Horde right there. Like that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah, it's great.
That's why you could use the 6-page mini comic as a way to encourage. Okay, you'll find out what happens when the Horde shows up. You know, look for the next wave of Master of the Universe origin figures. You got to buy those to find out what happens when the Horde shows up.
Yeah.
What the hell do I know?
So
They
was
were
this how? Were this and She-Ra released at the same time, or did She-Ra come afterwards?
I thought She-Ra came after. Now we're gonna have to wait for Aiden, but I'm almost certain came after. I know they tried to keep some shit really close with release, but I'll wait for them to pop off.
I'm just curious because, like, here, like, a lot of the She-Ra stuff came after He-Man. Like, she premiered after He-Man, and they were just doing reruns and everything. So I'm curious what it was like in the UK. If they were getting everything later, were they more, like, continuous on being released at the same time?
Okay. Well, when he pops in, I'll let you know what he says there. But yeah, we're gonna have Aiden if you want, and you can pop in the chat on this too. Maybe next month if you were to come on, we can do the second issue of this, and you could definitely dig into a lot of the stuff because he's a fountain of knowledge.
It's really awesome that we've had James and Danielle reach out to us, and we've been talking with my Tom Breisky, and like all of them are like, I got to come on the show. We got to do something together again. So Tom is going to come back in June, and I'm not going to spoil what we're going to be doing there, but that's going to be a lot of fun. And then with Danielle Penny Dreadful, we're going to bring her on an episode of Now for something different. And I'm not going to spoil that right now either. We'll hold on to that. And
yeah, a lot of people coming
It's
out.
going to be
with
awesome, though. All of these are going to be awesome.
Oh, in 3 to 4 months, Rebecca, he said 3 to 4 months after these Masters comics, She-Ra started.
Okay.
I mean, that's a small window of time. It's not like it's a couple years, you know. So.
And it was every 2 weeks, I thought, on these comics, correct? Isn't it how they were released every 2 weeks, not every month?
I believe so. They were.
Yeah. Could you imagine eating that up? I would have been losing my shit. And then when they would introduce She-Ra, you're gonna like, wait, I got He-Man, I got She-Ra. And what if it spaced itself to where those were every 2 weeks, but separated on the weeks, so you get He-Man, She-Ra, He-Man, She-Ra?
It's safe to say, I think the UK kind of had a better deal with this going on than what we got here in the States. It seems more exciting out there with what everything that they got and how it was released.
Yeah, they sure did. I would have.
As Joe's like, oh yeah.
I'm touching myself again.
No,
but
I definitely want to talk about these more.
Yeah,
with,
he said
with Aiden on and with us just.
Oh hell
talking
yeah!
About it,
well, I had to do one with James too, because I'm sure like
he
he.
grew up
he has memories. Yep, James says he had memories on these too, and Aiden said yes, he would like to join us next month. So we'll pencil you in.
All right, we didn't embarrass him too much. He's willing to come on.
I'll save all my questions.
Himself.
I have questions that I'm asking. I'll save those for whenever he's on.
Joe does that when Rebecca talks. Like he must love her voice.
I don't even know how this happens.
It's gonna be a thing. I'm legit gonna find a way to just have a count. Like I can just click on here and then just click something, and it will either add a tally mark or we'll see the number.
Won't say anything. Well, wait, that'll be like one of our. We wrap the show up with like how many times did Joe touch his tits?
Yeah,
you know.
And now Rebecca's gonna be like, okay, I'm waiting for the message after the show that I could tell everybody. It's like, yep. Joe's like, Rebecca, I didn't mean to touch myself when you were talking or when I was looking at it. That's not what it meant.
No,
he's just like to make sure.
He's gonna do it.
Make sure he didn't offend me in any way. And I'm like,
exactly. I'm not.
And he's gonna do it. Even though he's
He's
saying
just
this, he's gonna go ahead and do it anyway.
I don't mean it.
And even Rebecca's like, I wasn't even paying attention, Joe. Like, I know, but I don't want you to think I was like popping boners and stuff, and that I was gonna get nervous and fart in front of you.
Oh shit! Look at Aiden confirmed everything I said. Yes, fortnightly, and he said, yeah, they got Masters of the Universe 1 week, She-Ra the next week. So oh my god, you guys must have.
And but they came to the UK, man. They had it made.
Tons of shit. Tons of shit. And I don't even know like how it was when it started trickling with their annuals, you know, those the hardcover books that they had too. And then eventually they did New Adventures. God, they had tons of shit.
Yeah, I loved how much they get. I mean, them in Germany got a lot devoted to the New Adventures. Like I really thought that was so cool how long that. And we got jack shit in the States for New Adventures outside of the figures. We never me and Nathan never even got the cartoon televised in our area.
No.
What would you have thought, Tyler, if we actually had like a comic from Star Marvel of the New Adventures or She-Ra? That, I mean, talk about being something different. You know, that's something
hell, I wasn't even aware of that when I was a kid. But if I had known that, I'd have bought them all. You know, because I was such a junkie, and I guess that's what made my passion so big is that I missed out on so much of it. And I was determined to get my hands on so much of it, but to have had three oh god, because you could have a She-Ra comic, a standard Master of the Universe comic, and then have one going on in New Adventures.
Yeah. I mean, shit, I'm just thinking about, like, again, how their excitement was, like, and compared to us when I was going to get the Star Marvel comics for Master of the Universe. I mean, that was monthly. It was my, you know, taking a bike to 7-Eleven to go get that and hoping it was there because sometimes it wouldn't be there on that day. And then eventually I get it. And then eventually.
Did you get throwaway nachos when you were there, too?
Well, that's where I got the big burritos that they had. They had them for, I think it was maybe 50 cents, a big one, and you got to put it in the microwave. I mean, it was a giant burrito.
So he's just like Encino Man, going to Quick Mart and getting a frozen burrito.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, but 7-Eleven's food sucks so much.
The
Man.
My dad was
burrito
really big on their hot dogs back in the day.
well, the burrito was great. There's of course, their slivers are great. But I tell you what, that is where I get the nacho cheese with the chips. Nacho cheese and chili on chips.
Oh, he's on the
my God.
juice. Oh no, he's in the juice.
Yeah, I bet Joe wheezed the juice.
Yeah, you know Joe wheezed the juice.
Or he fucked the juice, one or the other.
It's good though. Their food was good. The nacho cheese and chili that you could just pour and load up into the tray and don't open the bag of nacho chips. Then you could dip. You had all this. I told you that secret, didn't I? You don't take those nacho chips. Check it out real quick.
Secret, though,
well, I'm gonna give you a secret anyway for everybody listening. This is what you do when you go to 7-Eleven or any of the gas stations that sell those nacho chips, the ones that are in the bag. It says, and get as much chili cheese as you want. This is what they want you to do. They want you to pop
ever follow these tips? I'm just
Some
curious.
people do. Hey,
I tried licking a chip, Joe.
You licked the chip. Did you like it?
Yeah.
See, she liked
But the
it.
thing
Did you
is,
guys see that? He's like, did you lick it? Oh, did you like it? Oh my God, man! Joe has no shame, even with a mask on. Well, Joe.
no, it tasted really
I'm gonna
good.
lick the ice cube.
See,
Does that
wait,
turn you
hold
on?
Listen, Rebecca said she liked it. See, so there.
I liked half of it. Hold on,
Okay.
that was done.
It
tasted really good. Like you got all the flavor in your mouth. But I didn't like eating the licked naked chip.
Well, what you gotta do? Well, see, you gotta lick the naked chip. I mean, you gotta eat the naked.
Keep talking about being about naked. There, Rebecca.
She said naked. But listen, Rebecca, this is what you gotta do.
It's like it's nasty eating the chip. A chip that's like, even though I licked it, it's still like.
I'll lick it in front of you next time so you can see
oh
exactly
my
what I'm doing.
Jeez, man, dude.
Okay, this
Rebecca,
over.
you gotta lick it, and immediately as you get that flavor,
She's not asking you to perform oral in front of her. You know, she's just not interested, Joe.
Rebecca, listen. Once you lick it and you get all the flavor, immediately put the chip in your mouth. Then it'd still be hard and you could chew on it. But yeah, that's.
Okay, you gotta put it in more.
I want to see Joe like conducting sex ed classes.
Yeah, no, that would be great.
Shows kids how to put on a condom.
Digging himself a deep
and it's like, actually, I'm not gonna go there with that one.
Yeah. Oh my God, some of his ones would make great T-shirts.
Yeah.
Lick it so you can chew on it. I thought maybe he got up and wasn't coming back. He's like, oh my God, I can't go back.
Steven Seagal all over again.
Yeah.
I swear to God, this is not how it is.
That's another one. How many episodes in a row will Joe humiliate himself over oral sex?
I'm not gonna talk about food no more. Let's get to the third issue. I can't. I'm sorry. Go to the third story.
He's not even talking coherently. He's just.
Yeah.
Are those tears coming down your face, Joe?
I can't. Oh,
he's like me a while back.
Yeah. Remember?
Okay, go ahead.
I don't think I've ever seen Joe cry on the podcast so laughing.
Like in your mouth at once.
She's talking like Arthur Burkhart there. The girls, the flavor.
Ah, the girls. The girls.
Here, let's go to the next story.
This
And it's
Orco to the
Orco
rescue.
I need some more water.
I'm gonna say out of the 3 of these, I think this is my least favorite one.
Why is that?
I don't.
If you don't like, if it's your least favorite out of all,
I'm not saying like I hate it or anything. I'm just saying out of the 3, I like this one the least.
Okay, no, I can understand. I think, of course, yeah, there's always gonna be a preference in these three story arcs.
There's not as much going on, but
what he does is competent. That's what I liked. It's like
yeah.
Orca was accomplishing shit. Like I love how he took that ladder that they were climbing and turned it into a bunch of snakes.
That was cool.
Me too. It like his magic works, and then it messes up.
All right, well,
and that's how Orca should be. Oh, sorry.
Maybe I was being a little too harsh on saying it was my least favorite.
No, it's actually
I know what you mean.
Probably my least favorite too, but by like hair.
There is. I'm gonna kind of skip it. I love this shot of Trapjaw on one of the pages.
Oh, dude,
where he's walking, standing.
Oh, that rules. I love that.
I do love the black and white.
Yeah,
that's imposing. Yeah,
it really accentuates like his armor and the gun and his muscles and everything. And I also like that Skeletor's in his battle armor attire too.
Yep, me too.
Yeah, more of them mixing the stuff up, so it wasn't just Skeletor in the same outfit that we.
I told John this. I was like, if they make a movie of He-Man and it was by some miracle it's coherent and good, if they put them in their battle armor, I would not be upset at all.
Yeah.
If they made that their main looks.
Yeah, and with it being proper.
Like I would, if it was to me, I would put them in their original ones and then have them change. But like if they made that their entire look, I would not be upset at all.
No, I wouldn't at all. I think
Side
that'd
note.
be that would be great, especially if they do it properly and didn't do a weird kind of battle armor. Aiden also did say, he says, Orco to the rescue, drawn by Amador Garcia. I hope I said the name correct. He said, there's an interesting twist in this story. He says, it could have been a weak story. He said, there's an interesting story behind how it was written. So maybe that's something, if you want Aiden for like your trivia, you could even save it for when you pop on next month with us. But
yeah,
you're right. He just put something else here. Orco to the Rescue was an extremely basic story written by Richard Scrivener.
I don't know. Scrivener? Yeah.
That's Brian Clark rewrote, adding the twist at the end with He-Man using his thinking skills to win the day.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that shot of Trapjaw, like Joe. That would be something if you could isolate that, don't color it. I think that would be badass to put on like a white T-shirt.
That is a badass piece.
That shot of battle armor Skeletor at the bottom of the page too, where he's holding his fist up, like just isolate Skeletor there. I love the shadowing on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I love Skeletor's profile in that.
Yeah. It's badass.
That center one.
Yeah, all the art, and of course this is a different artist, but he made it fucking awesome. That's what I like, is even with different artists, the somewhat still consistency of somewhat of the designs, and also it looking good and not being harsh on the eyes, as we've seen with some other comics. Like, wow, what were they thinking? You don't get that vibe at all. And of course, it just goes well with the story. It's another well-written story. Like you said, out of the 3, maybe it's not the strongest, but it's still a good one. Because, how early on they mentioned about Orco, being somebody like, he comes from this planet. They mentioned Trala, and he's a great wizard there, but here it's just not the same. But he's accomplishing everything, doing a lot of great shit, but then he has one little backfire where he blows the fucking, drawbridge open. But otherwise, I was like, he's doing some good shit. I really, like I said, I loved how he did that with the ladder into snakes. I like how he's taking out the fucking. I couldn't even tell if they were flying a wind raider. I'll be honest. I was like, what were they flying there? Either way,
that was a little confusing.
I took it as, at first I thought like, is he? Did they steal a wind raider and he, or did he like manipulate a wind raider into action? And
that's probably what it was.
And attacks, Triclops, and I forgot who else was in the panel there, but Beastman, yeah. But all 3 of these though, what's, and Joe's already touched on this, and I'd be curious with the others, and I'm sure Aiden appreciates this too, is that there's a full cast of characters in all of these stories. Like it's never limited just 1 or 2, which happens so much even in Filmation. Like every story has got several evil warriors, several heroic warriors, like all packed into panels, even if they're not doing much. That would always go a long way for me if I got to see a character as part of a group shot that may not be doing anything at the moment, but even in the panels where they're all going into battle together, you may not see them doing much, but the implication like Buzz-Off and Mechaneck and Fisto and Cyclone and Mossman are all charging into battle against.
You know, I think that works too, Tyler. I mean, the reason they, could do this in the way they did is unlike, the mini comics we had and even Star Marvel, depending on the stories, all the stuff, especially even with art, like, William George, it was always promoting usually a wave of figures or something that was coming out for people to get familiar with. At this time, there was no need. They didn't have to draw with restrictions saying, okay, you need to draw to promote these characters. They're already out and established. So that's why I think we got so many unique characters and entertaining stories, is because they weren't on some fucking like guy.
And they obviously didn't see it as a problem, because I know a lot of artists, like, they don't like, I mean, it eliminates details, or some of them are just picky or whatever. But to like pack in so many characters into one panel, a lot of them are not a big fan of that because it takes away details. You can't visualize everything. And I mean, the artwork is so. I enjoyed all the artwork in all three of these stories, and they still didn't shy away from packing the panels out with so many characters. Like it was just like shots of emotions, or shots of action, or shots of thinking. Like it's oversat. It's not oversaturated. I love the oversaturation of characters. Because it almost feels like this would have been a magazine or an issue that would have been dropped here in the States in '85, because this is really pushing the Horde and a lot of the '85 cast of characters as well. But that's what makes it so good. It's just because all this stuff came out later, correct?
Yeah, and you want to hear a couple other interesting things from Aiden. First one, he said, the Evil Warriors using the Wind Raider was just the artists adjusting to the characters and vehicles. They made a few mistakes early on. Secondly, it was what we were talking about, what Rebecca was mentioning. He said he thinks this is the only story where Skeletor was drawn with his battle armor outfit, too.
Ah.
Wasn't that weird?
It looks so good, because
it does.
But we were true to a lot of battle armor stuff, but I did appreciate that. Then whenever they were pushing like a new variant, that was the variant that was used a lot in promotional material, like here in the States, and obviously there too. But probably I don't know if it was done as much. Like, Aiden, I'm curious, like were variants used a lot in promotional material over there? Like, was Thunder Punch used much, or even Flying Fist, or hell, even Laser Power and Laser Light? I'd be curious to know if you guys got to see a lot of that in a lot of the promotional material or various other reading media as well there, because that's how it was here each year. Whatever was coming out, that version of He-Man was like Battle Armor He-Man was used a lot in '84.
And I know he was used a lot, if I'm not mistaken, even for international stuff, Battle Armor He-Man. I think to even promote their club that they had.
I know the illustration you're talking about, because it's got a nice cast of characters with Battle Armor He-Man with the axe. Yeah, which I always thought was really cool.
Yeah, I don't think they did much with the laser stuff, because I have a lot of the crazy international stuff, but it still would be interesting to see what he'd say. But yeah, they love the battle armor. I mean, I'm almost convinced that was what they were wanting to go through forward with He-Man and design.
No
I mean,
problem
they could have, like, hell, and I have no issue if they decided like a new show or comic book done by people with a brain would, like, hey, let's mix it up and just make He-Man's definitive look the battle armor.
That's what I was saying while you were. That's what I was saying while you were gone. I was like, if they made a movie or a TV show. Well, you said comic books and everything, but yeah, I would not be upset at all if they made that his default look.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. Not at all.
Yeah.
So, Tyler, safe to say, pleasantly surprised, because I know you were a little apprehensive when it comes to.
Well, because when Joe wants me to read forum material, I'm like, oh God.
I gave him a sour taste in his mouth for Ladybird. Yeah, the Ladybird really solid.
I'm sorry. I hate the stories and I hate the artwork. But when I saw this stuff, it was stuff I'd seen before. And so I enjoyed all three of them. I love the artwork. I love the simple stories. They were fun stories. And packing it out with Fisto and Jitsu and Buzz-Off, Cyclone, and Mechaneck, like I get aroused by that. Like, as a He-Man fan, that's
start rubbing yourself. Come on.
No.
Oh,
I don't need to touch myself to get off, man.
Especially the right nipple.
Joe is so into himself.
I don't know why. It's the right nipple is real sensitive for some reason. Is that too much information? I don't think it is.
Well, Joe's left-handed, so he's grabbing the other side there. So
that puts me in a happy place,
Wait,
boy. I
hang
kind
on.
of zone
Joe,
out.
are you legit
No,
left-handed?
I'm right-handed, but boy,
See, I was thinking.
This puts me in wonderland.
Is anybody? Tyler, you're right-handed. I'm right-handed. Newt,
I'm
are
right-handed, but I bat
right-handed.
left-handed though.
What?
If I play baseball, I bat left-handed. Though.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never
Rebecca?
I never knew that though. Someone pointed it out to me.
I'm right-handed.
You right-handed? All right.
Huh.
She's like, none of your fucking business, Joe.
A couple quick things from Aiden. First, he said no. There was he said there's not too heavily. He said He-Man used a punch in the comics that he called the Thunder Punch, but he was never drawn with the Thunder Punch outfit. He said likewise, a few issues drew him with the Flying Fist armor, but he was never showed using the weapons that came with it. The issue number 15 story, Taming the Dragons, was written by James Hill as an origin for the Dragon Blaster Skeletor figure, but it isn't immediately apparent from the story. That sounds like an interesting one.
Yeah, because I feel like some of these, they never got a mini comic or an explanation, so it would be cool. Like the Dragon Blaster. That speaks for itself. Like that one in itself is a story. And the flying, I don't know. We got it with Thunder Punch, and it was all right, But and Flying Fist was kind of. But the battle armor stuff never got an explanation either in Dragon Blaster. So I think it'd have been really cool to have gotten. I definitely like to see the Dragon Blaster story for sure.
Yep. And Aiden said he personally likes the Ladybird books. They were simple, but a lot of atmosphere.
I know. Believe me, it's not to because James got on and gave me a lot of shit about that too. And I told the rest.
Hey, if you want, I always say it should be me that would be blamed because I introduced him by that fucking audio story, and that didn't leave a good impression. I think maybe without hearing that shit and starting with one of the basic
I didn't enjoy the stories either, though. Like
one of the basic ones maybe you would have enjoyed a little more.
Artwork, I just.
That was a big one, though, Tyler. That one, the audio that I had you listen to, that was one of the bigger stories. I think one of the smaller, more simple to the point ones. I shouldn't have did that. I fucked Tyler up. He's like, fuck this shit. This is all garbage. So that's
I really was. I was so, and I was like, oh my god, it was like misery reading He-Man. I should never feel miserable reading He-Man. I was not enjoying that at all. It was, and I was quite vocal about it. It was back when not too many people were listening to the podcast, and I was not bashful about it. And I still I get it. It's got everything's got a. But you know what? People trash stuff that I loved in He-Man for years, and I sat silently. Now I have my own podcast, and I was like, "Fuck all you guys." And this is where it's at. This is what's great. But this was some good stuff, and I know there's other stuff out there that the UK had that is quality stuff too. But yeah, those Ladybird books, man, and Ladybird shit.
All right. Well, let me see.
I look forward to doing more of these because we got a shitload of other ones to go through. And thanks again for supplying all those scans. So I have
Rex
all that
Cable,
stuff.
Rex Cable, thank you a lot.
That's a cool name. That's like the name of
an
'80s tough guy movie. Rex Cable.
I thought it sounded like a porn star or something like this.
Well, you would say
Yeah,
that.
pervert.
That would be never fucking mind.
Yeah,
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No.
You know what Joe's porno name would be? I'm just curious.
We can talk about that, Joe. If you were in the porns, or you did, or
So
you
why
were,
do you want me to do this?
if you were a male stripper, what would your stage name be? I know what my stage name would be if I was a stripper.
Well, it'd be Lizard Tongue. But now, see, now you asked for that, but I'm being nice. And there was nothing wrong. There's nothing raunchy with that. But see, now you made me say it.
It's not much of a porno name, though.
But that works for me, though.
Tongue.
It works. It works for me, though. All right, but all right. So what are we talking about?
Wait, hang on, Joe. I didn't get to tell everyone what my stage name would be if I ever decided to quit my job.
What, Dick Dingler? Did you say, or something?
No. It would. I would.
Cookie Duster.
I would. I would come out in medieval armor, and my name would be Sirloin.
He's got $1 million.
I think it would work. It would work. Got the long hair,
Joe's got a migraine.
Yeah.
Sirloin. But I think Rex.
And yet Joe's can sit there and act like
Lizard Tongue.
The Medea movies and the Lizard Tongue are fucking clever and funny.
Oh, I didn't think they were clever. Oh no, I didn't say that. I'm just letting it be
bullshit.
I'll let it be right to the point, but that's not being nasty. You guys asked. Why did you do this? Rebecca's here. Christ, Rebecca, don't think less of me.
Rebecca,
like you really-
if you decided to start doing porn, what would your porn name
Oh my
be?
God, don't do that to her.
John has to give me one. I don't know.
All right.
I have a porn twin, so I don't. Just go watch her. I don't care.
What? Oh, okay. Well, no,
I have
we're not going
Okay,
there.
well, Joe's going to abruptly leave this podcast, so
But
just give
she
everyone a heads up.
Well,
All these voice messages to Rebecca. And I'm not trying to be perfect, but what is this girl like? What is her porn name? How many has she done? Where can I find these? Are they
See,
free?
now I don't want to give her name because I don't.
Yeah,
want
don't
people to
do
look
it.
her up.
Don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't
don't
do
do
it here. Joe will ask you off air. So
yeah.
She's like, hey guys, listen to what Joe sent me. Like, hey Rebecca, this ain't being pervy, but I was curious, what's that girl's name again? I mean, I'm just seeing if she actually looks like you. That's
You know,
all.
I'm a
I
nice
don't mean
guy.
anything.
I watch
yeah,
it with taste.
can you hurry up? I'm about to lose it.
I read Playboy for the articles,
I don't know what my.
Playboy
No,
had
don't,
good jokes
just
in
not.
those. I
It's
remember.
No,
okay.
I don't know what my porn name would be, but I'm
Okay,
saying
good.
I don't need one because I have a twin up there.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm sure Joe's got one too.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, so what Rex Cable sent was not only all the 72 issues of this. I think he also. Do you have access for the adventure magazines and the Princess Power and New Adventures? Was it everything, Nathan? Because I couldn't remember if he got you all that stuff.
Let's see.
Because it'll be cool to check all those out. Issue 1 of the Princess
Well,
of Power.
I'll
issue 1
go
of New
ahead right
Adventures.
now and let's see. There's Golden Press. I don't know what that is exactly.
That's a wrestling finisher.
Or what that would be Golden Books, right? Because A Hero Need, Caverns of Fear, He-Man Smells Trouble.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have the Image comics, so the Icons of Evil, all that stuff. Unfortunately, I don't know exactly. Maybe where the if I click on this, is it okay? So I have the UK magazines. It has listed here 86 through 88. There's 72 of those. Click on Marvel magazine. Unfortunately, I have 85 winter, 85 spring, 85 summer, 86 winter, 86 spring, 86 fall. So I'm missing a decent chunk of those. This is like the state side. I don't know why. Did Marvel put those out? Because that's what it's labeled as.
I didn't know they would label them by their seasons, though. That's
yeah.
different. That's usually what the Masters of the Universe magazines in the United States came on
Yeah.
with, their seasons. But
What is this? Okay, so that might be a duplicate of there with She-Ra. So I have the Golden Books for She-Ra, Glimmer of Hope, The Crooked Crown, The Sword of She-Ra. This one is labeled Kid Stuff, books from Book Audio Sets.
yeah,
That's American stuff.
Okay. London editions. It says
There. Now we
86
might-
through 87. Yeah, okay. So there's that. And
We
then
might be
Princess of Power magazine. He's got the 86 winter,
There.
86 spring.
Oh, for the magazines.
Yeah. The London editions here there's 13 of them, so that's got to be the.
That must be them. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well, you said the UK comics ran from 86 to 91, including the adventure magazines. So I guess everything all together.
And
All
then-
right. So all these
and I have all the mini comics. So
in the mini. Okay. So we're pretty much set. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Well, shit. Real quick, let's pass it to the chat. If you guys have if you have any questions you want to hit us up from, whether it's cartoon, mini comics, other things in general, pop them right.
I
here
feel
in
like
the
it's
chat.
usually more just other things in general, but yeah, I'm glad that at least you throw that in there, Joe.
Yeah, because
I
at this
do.
point, if people need to ask us what our favorite character is or something like that, well, if you're new to it, so be it. We'll gladly tell you, hey, Clan Champion Jitsu, where it's at. But
Just try not to ask me too many questions. I don't want to side rant into something weird. I don't want to touch myself out.
yeah, we don't
sure.
want to hear Joe talk any more than he already has to.
Exactly. So no food questions for me or.
Oh,
Or
come
Joe,
on.
you can-
We
you
got
can
plenty of
contact him,
time here. We got plenty of time. We got like 30 minutes.
Joe should do like a food special during the week where he conducts actually recording himself, like preparing one of his crazy ass
I would
meals.
love that. Actually, if Joe just put his tablet on a tripod and just recorded himself like frying chicken gizzards, and it's like, oh, and then you add a little bit of
And
butter.
ham juice.
Yeah, and ham juice.
And wound juice. And
Well, Adam Gabbard, I don't know if he's referring to what we just seen. He was like, maybe what was our favorite character from the black and white parts of those stories. I know
Trapjaw.
you guys were mentioned Trapjaw.
That
Yeah,
shot
Trapjaw
is really great.
Badass.
Put that on a shirt, Joe.
All right.
Oh no,
from
Rebecca, would you ask Joe if he would put that on?
Oh
shirt?
yeah, sorry.
Don't,
Forgot.
Rebecca,
Joe,
don't
put it
ask
on
me.
a shirt, please.
Now you got to do it.
No, really, I would buy it. That'd be
See?
awesome.
Oliver Belmont has a question.
We just need to go to Rebecca and ask her stuff. You go ask your father.
Yeah.
Go ask Rebecca.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna have to do.
Oliver Belmont has a question. Rebecca, Joe, Tyler, Nathan, have you been to any retro toy cons? And were there any vintage Masters of the Universe loose figures or vehicles you were tempted to buy?
No.
Myself, I've only been to like I said, a Fantastic Con. I have all the vintage stuff, so I don't need it. But that's me.
Oh,
I go to
okay.
a lot of them. They're always buckets of loose He-Man stuff. Usually, I get a lot of parts for customs and stuff there.
Yeah, most
We
of them
didn't make
are
out
shit.
this time, though, did we, Rebecca? That really sucked. I was like, we went there. It's like, what's up with this vintage bin?
Yeah,
Remember,
they
I always
didn't have nothing.
no, and they were kind of overpriced with some. I was like, this is rare. It's usually just lots of parts for customs. So yeah, nothing at that Fantastic Con. And Tyler, Nathan, you guys, any luck or?
I've always relied on flea markets when I was younger to get He-Man, and then when eBay came along, I capped off what few I didn't have at that time. But I never relied on conventions to get He-Man because I was collecting in the '90s, so I'd have to rely on toy stores that I would see ads for in toy magazines, like places up in Jersey, Brian's Toys, Final Frontier Toys. They would have ads. And you could look up the ads in the magazines, and they would tell you what they had in there. So that's how I would buy, Men on Card Montana for $18 or $20 back in '99 or 2000. So no convention stuff for us. It's just getting rejected by Linda Blair and Tom Savini.
I mean, I would almost hate to kind of go to a retro toy convention these days because I figure pretty much everything would be overpriced.
Oh man.
So I mean, I would like to go just to look around, but you're not gonna walk in there and find an Eternia playset for $30 or something.
Yeah,
No.
they're gonna be crazy, stupid prices.
Yeah.
No, it's even if you're looking for more like harder to find stuff like Silverhawks or Bionic 6. If there happened to be somebody there, I mean, I hope you got a blank check to fill out because it's kind of scary and sometimes insulting. Like I know some of this stuff, including He-Man, there are certain times like I cannot argue that costs a lot of money and I understand it, but the way everything is so oversaturated and high priced. I mean, there's not a toy line from the 80s now that doesn't, there's high prices for G.I. Joe. Well, I mean, some stuff's not too bad, but
There's a lot of crazy things out there. You have to usually
lot.
get lucky. Yeah.
Silverhawks has gone up quite a bit.
oh god,
You want to hear some of the nuttiest stuff? And like I
Yeah,
said, you have to
yeah.
get lucky at garage sales, basically. That's the one place.
That's what you
Yeah.
got to
It's-
rely on.
yeah.
too, yeah.
Like, for an
Hey,
example.
gotta hope there's some
Old
Old
lady
lady
that doesn't know
throwing
what she
stuff out
has.
has-
Which
no
I
idea,
have
yeah.
done that. I have done that, and I actually felt bad and offered to pay more
Aw.
because it was a mother and her daughter selling
all of
random toys.
Yeah.
And they had the T-Rex. My T-Rex, I had lost it, had fallen apart, and they had a T-Rex there. I paid $5, and I offered to pay more, and I didn't have a job at the time. And the daughter was like, "No, it's just $5." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah. No, I know what you mean,
$5.
especially when you know you're getting a gold mine. I mean, I've chipped in an extra 50 cents on some
Well,
things at some of these.
extra
50 cents. Oh man.
Well, I mean, if I had it for
Man.
like a figure. But I want to tell you the
What
thing.
a
that look-
Samaritan.
I'm a good guy. I want you, Nathan, to go to eBay because if you guys, this is the crazy thing. As for me, now I have a ton of the stuff, but the Sega CD was like a really underrated system, and because of that, now
yeah,
this shit
Sega
is
CD
really rare.
sucked, man.
I knew Nathan was
Can
gonna
I finish? Hey, can I finish my fucking story, Nathan? You dickbag bastard. Sorry about that. I didn't mean that. I want you to go to eBay, type in first KEIO Flying Squadron, and look at the price of this fucking Sega CD game. See, I'm helping everybody out there. If you go to a garage sale, and you
But no
see
one
this,
was looking for it.
Holy
Well-
shit.
go ahead, say the price.
Well, I'll just move it over on the screen.
I'm trying to help people out. This is Joe showing.
I'll
Nice.
I'll
If
move
you
it
are
over here.
Somewhere and if you're at a garage sale and you see this, pick it up. These games for the
Right
Sega
here.
CD, the prices are bananas. Look at that. shit.
$3,000.
And look at some of the other. No, wait. And I want you to
Jesus.
scroll down for some of the others too, because depending on the conditions of these, it's like the prices would even increase
Oh.
if it's a.
Oh
nice,
wait, yeah, this one here didn't even have the case to it. This is just
That's what I mean.
Oh God, $6,500.
Holy shit!
And I'm sure it's a
So-
shitty game too.
It's a unique, weird game. That's the thing. The games that were the weirdest that nobody wanted are now the rarest.
And
But
you
always
have
look for
that?
No, I ain't got shit. I don't have it. I don't have that.
You own it.
I don't have that. So yeah, look.
Joe,
for-
just sell it. Sell it, man. For the price that it's going for, just sell it.
Well, I
Just think of all
the.
the canned goods you could buy, Joe.
I could feed myself on ramen for 20 years with that. God bless.
Yeah,
America.
that's like a lifetime supply of ramen right there.
Let's get
All the
to some-
Campbell soup you can eat, Pop-Tart. Oh, toast them. Excuse
Hell
me.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Oh,
spicy hot spicy grill. Have you guys seen the new G.I. Joe 40th anniversary comic? It's a 2-pack of both a remake and a reprint of Ara number 21. He said it's a short read. Have you guys seen this or read it?
No.
Mm-mm.
Wait, did you say Aura? You mean like a real American hero?
Well,
I
yeah,
don't know
no,
what the fuck
no,
that
no,
is.
no. That's
Oh.
no. That's how
I was
they
like, what did he
shorthand
say?
it. Joe
I'm like,
doesn't
Aura?
know.
What are you talking about?
Joe doesn't know because he doesn't
I
want.
Yeah,
didn't know
'cause
what
you're
he
so
was talking-
I'm like,
I don't know. I was like, what's the Aura story? Holy
Aura?
shit! I told what people do when they
You
say
idiot.
MOTU. When people say MOTU out loud in other
Motu.
groups, they
Yeah, man.
don't know it's Master Universe. Oh my god! Does
oh,
the
hey,
G.I.
let's get Larry Hama on the podcast. Hey, what's this Aura stuff you've been
Hold on,
writing?
can I finish? Does the G.I. Joe community pronounce that like we do with
No.
the idiots do with? Oh,
No.
fuck.
Well,
Okay,
I don't know if but
I don't know
I
G.I.
see
Joe
that
people.
shorthand on there all the time because I follow the
I
G.I.
have
Joe.
no
one's
clue.
walking
Subreddit.
around. They're saying real American hero.
Yeah.
Real
I know
American
nothing
hero.
about G.I. Joe, so there. I'll hold,
Well,
I mean,
we
hey,
have
man.
Joe.
Let's make it a
I'll
thing.
hold that proudly.
Let's make it a thing.
I was like,
Aura.
what's Ara?
Fuck, hey, if they could do it with
And it has to, I was like,
He went all like John McDonald out here live on the podcast.
well, hell, if they can bastardize MOTU and say that out loud, then I'm gonna start this shit. We're gonna have everybody saying it and piss off the G.I. Joe. Oh my god,
G.I.
G.I. Joe.
Joe.
Oh my god. I tried to say Joe community together. Oh, I'm fucking
John,
done.
we will apologize for. No, we have no affiliation with this bum on the podcast.
I was trying to say G.I. Joe and community together. You guys know I talk
Oh,
he's
about
going,
it.
he's going all Joe Pesci here. You G.I. Joe.
Fuck that. Okay. Papa Hut 69. Nathan, you might have started reading this shit.
That
You
would
know my
be
brain-
honestly, you know what? That'd be fucking awesome if they did that. You know, it's just like a badass Jewish.
Rabbi
Nope.
P.I.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Papa Hut 69.
Ah.
Are you
if you could
really
take-
Snake Eyes circumcise this child?
If you
Yeah.
could take a He-Man Golden Book story and make it a Filmation episode, which one would it be? I know the one I'd want, but they would do it justice.
Wait, what
if
was
they
the question again? I was thinking Joe circumcised.
Papa Hood 69. If you could take a He-Man Golden Book story and make it a Filmation episode, which would it be? I would love the Sunbird Legacy, but that would have to be, it would probably be watered down to hell. But if they could do it justice, that's the best goddamn story they had. It's the
Oh
longest
boy,
and biggest story.
I two come to mind, but based on the opening action sequence alone, the magic mirrors.
Mm.
When you got that big fight with Clawful, Cobra Khan, Beastman, and Trapjaw taking on the heroic warriors, that's how it opens up with this giant fight. on
No
the
love for the
mountain.
trap? No love for the trap? No.
If I could take that image from the cover and to make it its own story,
That's about it.
That's about
that's
all I
about-
could do with that.
One of the most badass
Oh,
covers they ever made.
Joe, what do we have to do to get the cover of the trap put on a shirt, Joe?
Rebel Wookiee
Well,
has
yeah,
a
we got to get
question.
Rebecca. to ask.
Rebecca, could you ask Joe to
No.
put the trap?
Don't leave her out of this. I can't have her talk to me like
Well, quit
that.
perving on her.
I'm not perving on her, but I can't say no because she's a female.
Well, it's not our problem, Joe.
Rebel Wookiee has a question
G.I.
or a comment.
G.I. Joe.
Rebel,
Uh,
God damn it, Rebel.
Oh, I want to see that written in the
That's-
G.I. Joe font. G.I. Joe.
Put that on a shirt.
You guys got me still
Instead of
messed up.
Cobra, it's Nazis. You
I
know?
just called Rebel
Rebecca
Wookiee.
asked
Rebel.
Joe to make a G.I. Joe shirt.
Listen, you guys just had me
G.I.
call.
Joe.
Oh my God, I called Rebel Wookiee Rebel
don't-
Cookie because I'm fucking up. So now I didn't
Are
mean to
you
say
having
Rebel
a stroke?
Cookie. Okay, not Rebel Cookie. Rebel Wookiee.
Hey, what, you think John would wear that shirt?
He would, because he's a dude.
Yeah, there we go. We
There
already
you
got
go.
it.
I think it's awesome. Like I said, I think that would
Yeah.
be really cool to just.
I was about to say John should change his email to that, because that's awesome.
Rebel Wookiee said, "Thanks again for
He's
getting me
turned on by
interested."
offending people.
Thanks again for getting me interested in the later era of Masters of the Universe. Last week, I picked up a vintage Grizzlor, King Hiss, Snoutspout, and Extendar at a nearby shop. They look great with my collection. Well, that's awesome, man. That really is good. Yeah, I love hearing that.
Let me do this so I don't forget, because Brad Collins messaged me. Sent me this like at the end of March. It's like, hey, put this at the end of it. And I totally fucking spaced. So he always sends us the Fans Power trivia to see if you guys remember certain things from episodes past. So focusing on episode 94, Unknown, Mo2 Artist. You like how I did that, Joe? Question for Rebecca. What movie was Tyler referring to in his quote at the end? The only way out of here is that valley that leads to the east, but I wouldn't waste that on a broke dig dog.
I don't remember.
Well,
I wasn't referring to Joe when I said broke dick dog either.
Well, Tyler, would you like to say the quote again in the context?
Sure.
Because you're better at the enunciating, the replicating it how it sounds.
I'd be more than happy to.
Yeah.
The only way out of here is the valley that leads to the east. I wouldn't waste that on a broke dick dog.
Oh God, that sounds so familiar.
And it is, and if you don't get it, you can't be on the podcast anymore. The only way out of here is that valley that leads to the east. But I wouldn't waste that on a broke dig dog. Not much choice. Poncho, take lead. Double time it. Do we want me to keep going on here?
Yeah, just keep
quote the whole movie.
Just keep going. Maybe something will click.
God. I end up quoting the whole damn movie.
It's Predator, of course.
Nah, she's reading the chat. She's reading the chat.
I don't have the chat up. I should actually get
Did you ask the chat?
You're a liar.
Just because Joe will answer your constant bidding, don't get the chat involved here now, Rebecca. Trying to exploit the hormones of young men.
It is Predator, so you can stay on the show.
Yeah.
Question for Tyler, and this is going to be an easy one. Who is the little-known Italian artist that Joe kept referring that did lots of unknown artwork?
I was Five Alama Chile.
Yep, there you go. That's great.
You always love saying the name wrong, dickbag. All right, what's
question for Joe?
When I say that too.
For Joe, what was the episode that was the topic of discussion? Oh man, well Joe's off the show. He won't know.
What? What was what?
The episode that was the topic for discussion, and I'm assuming it's episode 94.
I don't know, artists? Didn't you say that already? Master Universe artist?
I don't know.
I don't
know. Maybe it's all convoluted in here. Well, the answer was Sleepers Awaken.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have no memory of what episodes or what numbers. I have no clue.
Yeah.
As good as my memory is, I've never taken time to actually memorize
318 of these. There's no way.
Yeah. But I'm glad Brad is willing to, because I've re-listened to a lot of podcasts over the years, and there's certain episodes from certain podcasts I vividly remember and would go back and listen to. But ours,
no.
But I'm just glad. I hope people do like to go back and revisit our episodes as many as we've done, and not just one and done.
Yeah, well, I'm sure lots of them like to go back and listen to those ones with Bozone and everything. I'm sure those are real good times.
God.
See, when I have the chat up, it's covering one of your faces, so I can't have it up.
See,
if you cover up my face,
I
it
need to
doesn't
get
matter.
my tablet in here again.
Well, Rebecca, you could cover up
That's why
my
I don't
face.
have
I'm wearing
that.
a mask anyways. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
You
but
just
then she
can't
would miss out on you rubbing yourself.
On my thing, it's like it has to be over either Tyler or Nathan because they're at the tops of my screen, and if I'm like,
As we should be.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I mean, Joe's a bottom feeder anyway.
I
Yeah.
can't have it up. It's too distracting. I don't feel like I'm talking to you guys if I have it up.
Daniel Carhonen has a question. What is your Masters of the Universe Grail item that you're currently searching for? I don't know if I got. Oh God, I hate saying that. I have every vintage thing, so I guess I'm looking for armor though for laser power He-Man and his sword. I never had that because I found a very cheap figure for $35 about 11 years ago on eBay. But he has nothing, so
well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. If you got any extra lying around, send them to Joe Amato with a crisp $10 bill inside as well.
Well, there,
coffee coupon.
I guess mine would probably be the Eternia playset. Like now that I've bought 2/3 of it for Tyler, I'm like, I should just.
I came close, so close to getting Central Tower about 2 months ago.
Real? How much was
And
it?
it was no one was bidding on. It was going to be $500. I watched it for several days. Most of the parts were with it, and I was going to surprise you guys on the podcast.
Oh my god!
And just unveil it, like do like a bullshit unboxing, like Joe, and just like I even had like a line to introduce and everything, and then someone started bidding. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to get a bidding war because I was gonna
shit. Yeah,
I was it was like less than a day, and I'm like, I did not want to get into a bidding war. I was happy to spend $500. Like I had a great paycheck. I'm like, I'm gonna do it.
What did it end at?
I think the guy got it for maybe around $600. I think.
I think you should have tried.
That's not that bad, actually.
Well, it wasn't. But at that time, though, I was like,
Right. There's certain times you just can't do it.
People they start bidding up, and I was very comfortable paying $530 because it was like $20 shipping or something like that too. So I was prepared to pay a good amount. But once people started bidding on it, I was like, I'm not getting involved in this. Like, it was just.
I'm
glad you find that amusing.
I'm sure he probably. I don't know what he's laughing
hater.
about. I guess another thing for me would be maybe classics, Castle Grayskull. I think I would like to have that, but not for the price that people are wanting for it on eBay. It's going for like $1,000. I'm like,
you might have gotten Ollie for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like that too. Obviously, I would. Different one I would want would be the Spinnerella because she's worth like so much freaking money.
Yeah. Like a men on card Spinnerella or
yeah, like men on card or just her loose out of her box with her spinning thing, but
vintage.
She was, yeah, vintage.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because classics
those go forever.
Isn't too
right.
bad.
Those go for so much money. And Natasa, I don't have those too, so.
Oh God! Okay, yeah.
Figures.
Alrighty then.
How much are you going for?
Well, there's one here that's
looks like people want $1,000.
Yeah, it's $1,000. There's 97 watchers for it.
It's been like that for a while too.
Yeah, I mean,
like I remember, like 15 years ago, I could get like people were selling a full She-Ra doll loose out of her package for like $50, and now things have gone up like so much more than that. But even back then, like 10, 15 years ago, Spinnerella was like crazy expensive.
I mean, it is.
And Natasa.
It's 50% off. It was $2,000. So hey, you're getting a good
deal.
It's
on clearance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe, even you could afford it.
See, even fortune, even Joe could afford it.
It's so dumb, just how much.
It is. It's ridiculous.
And there's no logic to it. Like,
no, there's
if
not.
I knew He-Man and She-Ra was super popular right now, I can't argue that. But there's no rhyme or reason for any of these prices to just skyrocket all of a sudden.
And not to mention that for the most part, a good majority of those Master Universe vintage figures, there was a plethora of them out there at the time because of its popularity. So it's not like they're super rare. Make it make sense.
That's why I compare scalpers to like the Nazis and Indiana Jones. We need to do like an Indiana Jones parody of like making fun of like what it's like the toy community is, and we're like four bands of like archaeologists like we're searching for like Wonder Braid He-Man, still like the Holy Grail, and we got to go through it'd be phenomenal. And
I never cared about that.
What?
Wonder Bread He-Man.
I didn't. I thought it was bullshit anyway. I just thought
it's like, oh God, I'm gonna come. I'm like, I don't.
They say that.
I don't
the
care
first time I
about
saw it was at least Toy Review magazine back in like '97, I think, or '98, and I just like knew nothing of it. Like, what? It was a colored picture of He-Man with all the rest of the figures. So back then, it could have been someone who just painted a He-Man figure, with brown hair, blue trunks, and gave him a brown axe. For all I
don't care about that thing either.
I don't either. I truly don't. Scott Nollick was on that Toy Hunter show or some shit like that.
Yeah, I'm going to send Nathan a photo. Don't do it until we get to this one question. You'll see why.
I'm still holding out hope that, because my parents like to go to yard sales all the time. This was probably, I guess it's coming up on about 10 years ago, but my dad found a boxed Atari 2600. It was basically pretty much brand new. The box was in great shape. $30 for it. I'm like, holy
Oh
fuck.
my god.
I was like, holy
And
shit.
they usually had tons of games too. I noticed at these yard sales, people would have the whole old Atari, sometimes even Coleco, but
Yeah.
stacks of games for like nothing.
No.
It's like, I mean, nothing.
So I'm still holding out hope that, because I've had a lot of luck. I found Scratch from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles figure line at a consignment shop, and I paid $1 for it.
Things can happen.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that they'll go and they'll just be like Eternia playset, complete. Maybe even with a box. And this guy's like, I don't know, $50.
You never know, man.
I would
Like
die.
said,
I keep hoping I'm going to pass the yard sale to this day. When summertime hits and there's yard sales, I look at every one.
Yep.
But of
There's
course,
always-
all I see are fucking baby toys.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah,
there's no blue
yeah.
cat tower sitting out
baby
there in
toys,
the lot.
baby clothes.
Oh,
and
Joe,
tools.
yeah, we already did this before.
No, you're gonna see why. Just trust me. But first, before we get to that, the question
No.
is from
Are we
Sobek.
going to get upset at what?
No,
you
you're not.
Nathan?
It's just
So,
something we've done before.
Hey,
Oh.
hey, Nathan, shut
What?
your pie hole. Just listen. All right. Sobek
Is it
said,
lame?
No.
What's your favorite knockoff Masters of the Universe line of toys? Well, fuck. If you're going to say a knockoff or something that looks like, even though it was official, I mean, I love Where's the Tea. I mean, that is fucking awesome. It looks basic.
Yeah.
It is basically Masters of the Universe. They got the rights to the molds to do it, but I don't know if you want something beyond that. More knockoff. They have those little mini Fantastic
But
Stars.
Galaxy Warriors.
Yeah, they have so many shit. Remco did so many damn things that
And
it's
those are
hard to keep-
expensive. If you
Very,
go on
very
eBay,
Or
trying
yeah,
to
or
buy
the
knockoffs.
Warlord figures that DC did that brief comic book run on with that.
They did a lot.
Yeah, those are cool looking figures.
What about
Like
you,
the way they
Ruby?
showed up
The
in the
Warlords,
Justice League
yeah.
cartoon.
Those are sweet.
Yeah.
You have one, Ruby?
You're talking about
Rebe?
knockoff toys. That's what he calls me, Rebe.
Why do you call her that?
Just it's what I
Short
call
for
her.
Rebecca.
That's it. Just short for Rebecca.
I don't like it.
Oh, fuck off! Nobody cares what you like or don't like. That's what I call her.
I didn't
damn
ask you
it.
if you care if you liked it or not. I'm just letting you know. I didn't like it.
Well, I'm letting you know I don't care that you don't like it, you some bitch. All right, the next question is from Fedmon.
Are you
No,
done?
repeat the question. I'm sorry. I was trying to pull up the chat on my phone, but
Oh,
it's not. It's
your
so
favorite-
distracting.
your favorite knockoff Masters of the Universe line?
Golden Girl,
Well,
hands
okay.
down.
Well, shit. That's remember, Golden Girl was predates She-Ra, so you can say She-Ra's the knockoff. How about,
That's-
hey,
But like that would mean she would be spinning off of Masters more than She-Ra. So
See. All right. Fedmon has a question. That's when Nathan, get this ready. You might have shown this before, but we got to show it to a new crowd. We're being honest. Fedmon said, "What Masters of the Universe or Princess of Power figure would you like to own in life-size scale?" And yes, it can be doubled
I
as
know
a
why
love-down.
Joe did
Well,
this.
For
Because
me,
Joe's
I
a
would say
pervert.
no. Wait. Let me finish saying it. Skeletor. I would love a life-size Skeletor. Could, by chance, do you have a life-size Skeletor there, Nathan, that you could ship? See, there, life-size Skeletor. I think that'd be an awesome figure. Could you imagine
I'm
that?
sending it to everybody else on the show so they can look at this.
Well, Rebecca can see
you,
it, can't you?
you pervert.
I can't see
What?
it, Joe.
You
Oh shit! I
pervert.
forgot. Well, I'm saying, wouldn't that be a nice look at that Skeletor? It looks just like the vintage action figure.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks
yeah.
just-
That's the sole reason this.
Oh
image is-
yeah, this again. I forgot. No, I don't know.
is it that or like posing with? There you go.
hard.
Okay.
Yeah, the evil whore next
Yeah,
to
the
the
evil
evil
whore.
whore shirt.
I think that's a really good figure. I mean, I think everybody agree with me. That looks very.
No, Joe. Let me ask you. Would you think it's a good figure if I was posed in the same outfit next to Skeletor?
No. No.
With
Thanks,
silky
Tyler.
purple underwear?
I'm never gonna rub my chest again on the second.
Yeah,
So
right.
I make sure I get my bikini line all nice and trim there, Joe.
Could you imagine? It's like my hands are always just drooped to the side. It's like fuck.
And
It's
then
like-
Joe's like, "Well, why not? I'm here." So
Mm.
No, is that her stuff?
No,
Like a
I
whore?
think it was just somebody they had posed with the
I
giant.
love like because I'm like I can't like I always feel like that's a bit of a trash look myself. But I like how
It's so
kind of just-
pandering, though. You
the
know, it's
whore.
like
It is.
I'm
They're
gonna
just showing the scale. She posed with the giant Hordak too, and the Hordak.
I'm just
looked-
wondering, is it her collection?
No. They just hired her to pose with the giant Hordak and Skeletor.
that
That
sounds
hard
like
to
something
keep up.
Joe would do.
That was for scale.
See, I would have been
purposes.
impressed if it was her collection and like.
Okay. Well, it was just for scaling purposes. That's all, Rebecca. They were just wanting to show that it looks like it's almost life size.
what it looks like next to a whore.
No, that's probably a very nice girl. We're
Giant
not demeaning
Skeletor,
anyone.
horror for
Well, I'm sure a
scale.
lot of whores are nice girls, Joe.
Well, that's a probably
They're
really
paid
nice
to be
girl.
nice.
You know, they're like I said, they paid her to
Well,
pose
Joe,
with
you
the
know
stuff.
what it's like there.
No, she's probably a really nice girl. I wouldn't demean her at all. Really,
Well, for
No.
$50 an hour, she should be.
no, we're not. Just let you know, we're not saying that. She's
She's
probably
in his
really
basement.
nice. Yeah, no,
Yeah, we don't
she's-
know anything about her. It's just
No,
fun.
I'm
Yeah,
assuming
she's
she's a
very
Send all your
nice.
hate mail to
No
Nude. She's the one that started
disrespect.
this.
It's just joking, but yeah, I mean, I'm serious.
No, I
think
just remember that from one of your episodes before you posted those.
yeah, she's a very nice girl. I'm sure. I'm being honest. I am. I'm not.
Joe,
That's
Joe,
all
are,
we're
are you
saying.
into like punk chicks like that, Joe? Like Hot Topic and shit?
What's the next question? Nathan, what are your thoughts about Cody Rhodes' return to WWE from Papa Hood 69?
I honestly, I think it benefited everybody. Like, he gets to go
Yeah.
back. Because that's where his dad's legacy is pretty much like held with all the footage and everything. He's better off more with that style. He probably, it might happen down the road, but so far the fans are way more receptive to the character that he's maintained and brought over from AEW. So it's clicking better there. And then on the same side, he's not taking up TV time on AEW television, which people were kind of getting annoyed by because he was just on his own little island doing his own thing, having his own feuds, not really intermingling with the bigger picture that was going on in the rest of the show. So it almost seemed disjointed when he had all of his feuds. So it benefits everybody. Like,
He looks. I mean, he genuinely looks really excited to be.
He looks
back,
happier
and,
there.
Yeah,
And-
he does. He looks very happy, and it was good to see him.
and you got to think, because at some point, and he deserves his due because he left there, helped start a new company to kind of make wrestling as a whole, to me
A
personally,
little more exciting,
better
interesting.
again,
Yeah,
because
better.
it's like,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you don't like the shit that's over here, hey, here's an alternative. You can go watch this and enjoy this instead. So
That's true.
it gave
10 years for that,
and
yeah.
now there's more places to work because of this for those guys, and it just benefited everybody. So I think
Sure.
him going there, he'll probably win one of the championships. I know Roman Reigns now has them both, and he's just kind of, it's like, it seems sort of miserable, but actually at the same time I kind of appreciate it that he's got like a 600-day title reign. I'm like, just keep it going. Like, do the Hogan thing with him. Like, people are gonna fucking hate him, and when someone finally beats him, it should generate like an amazing reaction if they do
It'll
it
have
properly.
a big buzz.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Sorry.
All right,
See, now I
Okay.
ramble about that. Get me talking
That's
about wrestling, and I'm like, yeah, here we
What?
go.
Joe, instead of that chick who doesn't collect anything, check out this chick who I follow called Shira Balboa. First of all, that's a fucking awesome name.
Oh, you just sent me a picture or something?
No, I'm gonna send you a link to her page. I follow her. She's
Alright.
super, super hot, but it's all her own collection, and she knows her fucking shit.
Okay. All
No
right.
respect there.
Can we get
So
her on the
does
show?
that turn you on, Joe?
Can we get her on the show so Joe will, his
I
head will just?
actually thought about that
Try
because she
it.
knows her shit.
Well, she knows
She's
her
like
shit.
has
Bring her on.
87 movie like t-shirts on.
I'll
and
tie my
she
hands
makes
together the whole
customs.
show. Oh my god. I'll keep my hands tied the whole fucking show so I don't come across
You knew
as some
Joe couldn't
perv.
behave himself.
Then you
Listen-
just
No,
gotta
she's
start
cool.
humping the table.
Cheryl Smith
Hold
has
it up
question.
a little closer to the camera.
Let's see. She's a cool chick.
Joe was like, I'm going to save that for later.
She really likes Masters of the Universe and stuff?
Yeah, she does. Not just Masters, but she has turtles.
wait, hang
and,
on.
like, just toys in general.
Just really quick, we have a guy in the chat, Adam Impact. He's like, AEW is pretty much garbage. Impact is the best book show of them all, which is kind of funny because Impact is in the name. I mean, sure, whatever. You're entitled to your opinion on
Oh,
it.
Impact's great, and that's where my nephew Trey Miguel is, the X Division champion. So there you go. Appreciate that.
I keep up with Impact a little bit, but I don't. I don't know.
Okay.
AEW
All right, well,
is my preference. I get that there's some shit in it, but I mean, what promotion doesn't have some?
No, it's
garbage
great to
stuff?
have
I mean, bring back
Really,
Jeff Jarrett.
No, it is. It's
No,
it's
he's
great to have him.
no Jeff Jarrett's.
No, he's not.
No, he's in GCW, kind of messing around, and it's kind of working a little bit in his favor. If I'm
All
being
right, let me
honest.
get to
All right,
Cheryl
yeah,
Smith
go ahead.
before I forget, because I'm going to get senile. I'm getting a renewed interest in Masters of the Universe thanks to my brother Brian. I'm wanting a Granomir, but anyone know if there'll be an Origins release? I don't know if there is or will be. I mean, it would,
I doubt it.
I wouldn't expect that idea from them.
admittedly,
No way.
it'd be cool, but I mean, with
Yeah, it
what
would
they're
be
doing
cool.
right now, yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, especially with people who'd want it
It'll
at an
probably look
affordable
like
price.
shit anyway. So.
Well, you never know. I mean,
Like everything else, the head sculpt will look like all fugly and
Exactly.
old John
Hesco
McDonald.
will-
You're just
So,
gonna.
so-
You're
some
just,
things have improved though, as we've seen, especially with Horseman working on some of these things. So it's a possibility that you never know if he popped up
Yeah,
in Origins.
yeah.
Tell me more, Joe. Tell me
what-
more about
what you're gonna have to do, Cheryl.
Yeah, the newer stuff is like looking better for sure,
Yeah.
and they are much better with creatures than they are with human head sculpts. But still,
I know
yeah.
Clawful looked fucking stupid.
yeah.
Oh my god. One of the most badass
There are
characters
some
this
very
property's ever known.
weird
He
looking
looks,
designs.
God,
no,
he
there's
so
some
looks
weird
like
bad
he's riding a
There's some
special
bad.
bus to Snake Mountain.
There's some good.
That's why
but
I
there's some
wouldn't
bad.
put any. I would not bet on any Granomir looking any
No.
good.
I mean, if I was just be optimistic and saying if they did it, it'd be great if it came out great and affordable for people. But if not, I mean, you never know. But
Yeah, but no one will listen to what you said. They'll listen to what I said and label us all as haters.
haters.
But Cheryl, here's what you got to do. You just have to follow these simple steps. You're just gonna have to start eating ramen for every meal, and then you start saving up your
Here we
money,
go.
and then you go on eBay and go ahead and buy you a Classics Granomir.
There you go.
That's what you're gonna have to do.
Keep going there, Nathan. He likes that.
Yeah, I know. It's getting so weird now. Felipe says, since when did super kicks become regular moves in wrestling? Pretty annoying when Shawn Michaels used to do it. He ripped dudes' heads off. I agree there is an overabundance of super kicks.
And they're all imitating how he does that stomp in the corner before he does it. It's like, why does everybody have to do that exact way that Sean, rev
But-
up to do a super?
Tuning up the band.
Yeah. But,
It's
I mean,
fine.
I would agree with it, but you got to think, too, same time, Young Bucks, especially them, that was their whole thing of the super kick party and doing that to make fun of the fact that everyone's saying you're doing too many super kicks. So a little meta bullshit there, but I don't know.
The only DDT that ever meant anything to me, Felipe, was Jake the Snake. That was a fucking moment.
I disagree with that. I think
I don't care
think
what you think. It's
I
great.
think Raven's even flow DDT is way better than Jake's.
Ravens was
I'm
good,
saying
but
that- he's a different one.
I
But Jake's
can't argue
build
either one
up.
of those.
I just remembered.
I mean,
it
Rebecca,
all
what do you
started
think?
with
Who
him
had the
first,
be-
whole
who had the better
spinning of it,
DDT?
grabbing, popping down the way he did it. It was the way he
I'm
placed it.
already.
That was iconic. He called for the DDT. The way he grabbed it, he did it way before.
I think I
that
worked him up. I
fucking
think I
Raven.
broke
He
Joe.
did it before Raven.
I think he's left the planet.
Well,
He did it
I know
before
he
Raven.
did it before
And his
Raven.
looked
I'm saying
better. It was a
Raven
nice
had the better
impact.
DDT.
It's not that same goddamn thing. Everybody has a weird twist to it, but his is iconic
Ultimate Warrior
and more known
sucks,
as
Joe.
Jake the
Next
Snake.
question.
So that's it. I think we're done with questions. It's about 10 o'clock. We all got to wrap up out of here. I got to go pee and then do some extra stuff for about
Yeah,
5
do some
minutes.
extra
He's
stuff.
got to find Shira Balboa on Instagram.
No, I'm not going to do anything pervy. I'm not like
He's
that.
going to go
But
to a certain other website and try to find your twin.
no.
Stop that. I'm not.
I should not have said that. And just so people know, she's not actually my twin. She just looks like.
Yeah. And to
I
let
don't
you
know
know,
if people
I'm-
thought like that was real thing. I do not have a twin.
No, and to let people know, I'm not going to be asking.
That's why
Rebecca
John
what's the
married
name of
her
that
for the
girl.
money.
Wait, Joe, JSP, and I would agree with this. Arn Anderson had a damn good DDT too.
He did. He
but
did. No,
but
he had a
his
good
spine buster was like he's
That's
Oh,
what he's
that's
known
the
for.
best.
Arn
Oh,
Anderson,
his- yeah.
best spine buster.
Absolutely agreed.
That should be a
was-
topic we should do for something different. Like who did the best versions of certain moves, and Newt can lead the discussion, of course.
Yeah, she could
Uh.
give us like her top 5, and we have to decide whether we agree with it or not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll go well.
Oh, that guy with the beard when he did this to that other guy.
Oh, brilliant! Simply brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Well, if you guys are new to this channel, make sure you like, subscribe. What the fuck am I saying? I can't even do it no more. You guys got me
You
so
were
sidetracked with
there.
boobs and
Good night, everybody.
You were
If
there.
if
You were
you
doing
are
it. I don't
new to
understand.
this. Because I'm sidetracked by things. If you're new to this channel, make sure you like, subscribe,
Like
share, and ring that bell so
blonde
you can always be
boobs.
notified when we go live. And until next time, have a powerful day.
All the blood is gone from Joe's body to other
Little
parts. Yeah. The little.
It's not a cold sore. I bumped my lip on a biscuit.
Is that the movie quote?
That's the quote. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that just
Only-
kind of
only-
worked
only-
with
only-
what we were just talking about. As he
Only,
gets-
only Rebecca would have any inkling of this, and I don't think she knows it.
I bumped my head off.
No,
I
I bumped my lip on a biscuit. It's not a cold
I-
sore. I bumped my lip on a biscuit.
I don't know. It's just the quote is making me crack up.
And it really is a cold sore. And what I'm quoting, like the guy's got a cold sore. They keep pointing out. I was like, it's not a cold sore. I bumped my lip on a biscuit. It's from Stranger with Candy season 3.
Oh.
Yeah, Jelinek and Nala.
I haven't gotten to
sores.
season 3. I need to jump back in. So I'm-
Season 3 is not that good. It has a couple of good episodes, and that's one of them. But
That's-
overall, it's a pretty like lame season. But that's one of the shining moments is all the cold sores going on at school and syphilis. Jerry gives her boyfriend syphilis, and she also has crabs because that syphilis is infected with crabs. You know, Joe, you know anything about this about
Yeah,
safe sex?
I was about to ask Joe how
See you
many
guys next time.
STDs he's had in his lifetime.
Yeah, or how many have you given? Joe, how many have you given out?
Yeah.
See ya.
I mean, he was in that tape with Arsenio Hall and Magic Johnson.
Yeah, check it out. Time out. Joe was in it. He plays the kid.
See you guys next week. Gotta go pee.